The following is a presentation of Landrum Cardinals Athletics on Upstate Prepcast.
It's time for high school athletics on Upstate Prepcast. Promotional consideration given in part by Raymond James Financial Advisor, Tom Dixon, The Flounder Seafood Restaurant, Chad Wagner State Farm Insurance, the Realtors of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, C. Dan Joyner, Jeff Parks Broker in Charge, JB Trees LLC, Next Home Realtors Agent Ron Hawkins, Mike Varner Plumbing, The View Church, Warrior Tree Services, Guy Roofing, Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, Granny's Kitchen, Nick's Tire, Center Cross Church, The C. Wright Funeral Home, Gigi's Creations, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason C., Reese Ward with Synovus Mortgage, Top Notch Baseball and Softball, the Pocahontas Country Club. Now, let's go live to the stadium with your announcers for tonight's ball game. Your play-by-play announcer, Steve Roper, color commentator, Kevin Jackson, and sideline reporter, Rob McIntyre.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another exciting week of Landrum Cardinal football. Steve Roper here with Upstate Prepcast, along with my partner in crime, Kevin Jackson, and Uncle Rob McIntyre on the camera. Kevin, it's an exciting evening.
It is. We're glad to be here in 96, South Carolina. This week we've got the right city on the weather bug, and we're excited about that. And we're just ready for another Friday evening. It's threatening. It's raining up at home, guys, real bad. Hope all of you are sheltered in and taking care and got us on the phone or your television's watching in. And down here, it's Rob McIntyre, who, by the way, folks, before we even get started,
yes,
I'm going to upload a photo of this to our Facebook page here. I don't have time right now to show you here live, but Rob McIntyre helped us. We have built a custom-built rack of equipment to consolidate all of our connections that we have to do. There are literally like 8 to 10 boxes that week in, week out we have to haul in and individually connect and then disconnect to be able to do this broadcast. Used to take an hour and a half. Tonight we got everything set up in 30 minutes. And this couldn't have been done without Rob McIntyre spending 6+ hours, 2 evenings in a row.
That's 12 hours total.
12 hours total. I'm sitting there trying to tell him how I want it and we're doing. He is the action man. Put in there repairing. We had a shelf break with ball bearings coming out anywhere, and he looks at me, he said, "You got any Vaseline?" I'm like, "What in the world do you need that for?" And there he sits there and works his magic, does this repair, lines everything back up. The shelf is fixed, and I'm sitting there like, how did you do that? So what a guy. Rob McIntyre. Had to give a bit of special thank you and shout out to him tonight, and we're just glad to be here. He said, though, his luck, the big rain clouds that triggered his decision to be next door and inside instead of outside, he said, as soon as I made that decision, I looked at the radar, and it's just like everything dissipated coming down this way. So,
well, I like the angle that he does have next door. At least you don't have a window in front of you, like glass pane in front of you. Glass pane. We won't have a pane in the glass over there looking at you, Kevin. Don't go any further than that. But in the further right end zone down here, you may have a little, about 2 or 3 yards that's out of the way. and out of the screen. But other than that, we've got a great view and a great camera. And it's 86 degrees, but it feels like it's 91.
Yeah, it's just a good night for football. Folks, we're going to dial in. Of course, on the road, we don't always have the most stable of signal, but we've got the Elon working, and we're tweaking it in. If it is doing any buffering, anything early, we'll try and get it fixed throughout the game. Again, you make all these preparations and hope it works, so we hope it's a smooth cast tonight for you at the house as well. So getting things about ready to get things underway in about 20 minutes. Where are we tonight? In 96?
96 at Wilson Campbell Stadium. And I want to get hats off to the folks here. They set us up in a nice booth, gave us special parking to come in.
And I'm telling you,
have been very gracious, and talking with their radio crew came over, and they were treating us like we were something. One of them said they'd actually watched the coach.
We are something.
Yeah. He said, we watched that coach's show the other night, and that's when Kevin and I both kind of went out the door. And he said, no, wait a second, guys, wait a second. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we invited them to their radio station down here at 96 to feel free to grab a hold of our video tonight and overlay their audio to it so the kids down here in 96 can enjoy the excitement of seeing themselves on the live stream, Kevin.
Yeah, and if you're a 96 fan that tunes in and watches this, we encourage you, hey, we don't honestly know a whole lot about 96. We've read what we can read, but those guys that have in-depth knowledge, you can feel free to bring up our video, listen to their audio side by side, and enjoy tonight's game. Watch our sponsors. And
for all the folks that are back home in Landrum and surrounding areas, and a couple of my friends in Melbourne, Australia, tuning in this evening, and Duke over in Greer, and as far away as Albuquerque, New Mexico, we've got a viewer this evening.
Yeah, from all over the world this past week, folks. 100,000 people viewed a clip of our broadcast, shared on Twitter. That thing got maybe one of the least funny jokes we possibly ever told, Steve, but people like what they like, and we appreciate that guy. Well,
people that don't know us kind of think that it might be funny, but the people who know us are kind of tired of it.
Yeah, and
tired of your shenanigans, Kevin Jackson.
I will say, let me make sure I get his name in case he is watching. He was watching last week, so there's a pretty good chance he may be watching this week. And
so if he's watching this week, I've got a good one for you. He may be home cleaning.
Yeah.
He may be cleaning his vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And if you clean your vacuum cleaner, Kevin, does that make you a vacuum cleaner?
It might. Richard Martin, who shared that with us, and it's between all of his various social media platforms, and ours is 100,000 views, folks. So you never know where you might find Landrum Cardinals football and Upstate Prepcast out there in the wild. We're going to take a short commercial break, and then we'll come back, and as we approach just under 15 minutes to kick off now here at Campbell's. What is the name of it?
Wilson Campbell Stadium. I always remember Wilson from Castaway, the soccer ball, Wilson! And Campbell as in Archie Campbell from Hee Haw. Wilson Campbell Stadium here from 96 South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. A lot of action coming your way on Upstate Prepcast, Landrum Cardinal Football.
Ready for seafood that makes your mouth water? You can't go wrong with the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Whether it's delicious stews or fresh fish, shrimp, oysters, or scallops you're craving, yep, we have them all. And don't forget to order your famous onion rings to start off your experience. We bring fresh flavor and big portions to every plate. Come for the seafood, stay for the experience. Make tonight a seafood night at the Flounder Seafood Restaurant, where there's always a line, but it moves quick. Visit us today at 180 Barbado Lane, the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Fresh seafood, unforgettable flavor.
It starts simply. A first meeting, a thoughtful question, a quiet moment of trust. From there, it grows into shared goals, honest conversations, and a plan shaped around your life's ambitions. Because the connection between you and your financial advisor is everything. And by investing in it, Raymond James has built a firm where things that start simply have boundless potential.
Raymond James Financial Advisor Tom Dixon, East Main Street in Spartanburg.
When the storm hits, only the strong stand tall. This is Warrior Tree. We don't just cut trees, we take on the toughest jobs in the field. Tree removal, trimming, storm cleanup, land clearing done with strength, precision, and pride. Residential or commercial, no matter what the size of the job, we show up ready for work. Warrior Tree, built for the storm, trusted for the cleanup. Call 864-278-2555 today for your free estimate. Warrior Tree, no job too small, no tree too tall.
The Flounder Seafood Restaurant, located at 160 Barbado Lane in Spartanburg, opens every Wednesday through Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Serving the upstate since 1969, they have been twice voted Spartanburg's best seafood restaurant. Everything at the Flounder is fresh and homemade, from their specialty stews to their famous hash and their signature flounder. Visit the website at flounderfishcamp.com. Come visit the Flounder, where there is a line, but it moves quickly. The Flounder at 160 Barbado Lane. Give them a call at 864-576-3165.
Finding the right financial advisor is like a lot of things in life. There are people who know more and understand what teamwork is all about. People who always give you the most independent advice. People who care. And when you find them, you always know. Because they listen to you. Like you are the only investor in the world. Raymond James.
Raymond James Financial Advisor, Tom Dixon, East Main Street, Spartanburg.
Warrior Tree Service, your go-to tree experts. Family owned and operated since 2020, offering service from tree removal to tree trimming and stump grinding. At Warrior Tree Service, we handle it all. When nature strikes, count on us to clean up the mess and restore your property back to normal. Visit our website at warriortreeservicesc.com. To get a free estimate, call 864-278-2555. Warrior Tree Service, where nature thrives, we revive.
Okay, back here.
There's a place where
Back here in 96 is getting ready to almost get this game underway. As beautiful evening here, again 86 degrees. Storms hopefully clearing up as we'll bring in my co-host here.
They're moving to our southeast, according to Rob, next door in the radar room. And Rob also does weather. New nickname for Rob, Uncle Rob, because we can't spell McIntyre. His family, what is Rob telling us on the way down? It's been spelled 3 different ways over the last 300 years.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, somebody will get it right. So here we are, like we said, Wilson Campbell Stadium. Let's just say WSC Stadium down here in 96, historic 96, South Carolina. Lots of history here if you're a South Carolina history buff. And speaking of that, if I'm not mistaken, our ball player, J.P. the Bull Branyan, his grandmother, Miss Kay Branyan, taught me South Carolina history, I believe it was in Mabry back in 1976.
Back then, they didn't even know what the state lines were.
No, but
now
you're going to have to give me some stadium noise here because
there is none currently. We're just kind of quiet here, so
because there's one thing I can't stand is calling a ball game without hearing the bands playing and the people hooting and hollering and carrying on, the smell of grass and popcorn in the air. My goodness!
Right now, I think that's probably what we're waiting on. Is probably the band or something.
They need to turn the lights on here too. They haven't turned the stadium lights on yet. I guess they're waiting on Duke to come out or waiting on somebody to pay the bill, possibly.
Yeah, that's right. As pregame sponsor here is co-sponsor is Raymond James, also the Flounder Seafood Restaurant, and Warrior Tree, your pregame co-sponsors here tonight for Landrum Cardinals on Upstate Prepcast, as we are roughly about 10 minutes away from kickoff here.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Let's talk a little bit about last week's big win over Walhalla.
Big.
And it was very pretty, too. The Bull, J.P. Branyan, well, we turned him loose out of the pasture, and he rushed and raced for 232 yards on 28 carries. Almost 8.5 yards per carry, Kevin. And what a outstanding performance by him. The quarterback, Ian Patterson, carried the Tater 22 times, chipped in 150 yards also, and had 3 touchdowns, about a 7-yard per average there. And tossing the Tater around, he was pretty successful. Trey Nesbitt led all receivers with 5 receptions for 74 yards. And Dallas Collins had 1 grab for 10. Big play of the evening defensively came with Dallas Collins' interception.
And Rob at Wireless, Mike. Let's give him a little chance to come in here and say anything. Keep going.
Dallas Collins with the big 92-yard interception there to get things sparked up and going. Prior to that, earlier had an interception also when the defense chipped in with Trey Nesbitt in the defensive backfield, started the night off with the first interception, and that led to a fumble offensively later on. But Collins made up for it with the 92-yard INT. Good tackle performance. Defense, Zeke Pori had 8 tackles. Ian Patterson chipped in with 7. Dallas Collins himself had 5. Branyan led everybody with 10 tackles at his linebacker position, had 1 tackle for loss. And Wilkins had 2, Gossett had 2, and J.T. Gist chipped in with 5, Medvar 4, and Big Esteban, Big E, chipped in with 3. Big E with 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and uncover.
Well, hopefully, Steve, we'll have much better weather tonight and all this stuff will kind of go around, and we'll have a good football game. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, you enjoyed the ride down, had a little bit of barbecue like we do every time. Kevin can always find the right places for us, 100-mile barbecue. And
that was Fat Daddy's, wasn't it, or something like that?
It was Fat Daddy's, and we told him, I said, when you come to Inman next year, which 96 will be, not to Inman, they're coming to Landrum, but I told him to go through Inman and check out one of our sponsors, Razorbacks Barbecue in Inman, and we'll have a barbecue off, All right, let's pause for the national anthem. All right, you see that flag flying majestically at half staff in honor of Dolly Parton's passing? We taped the coach's show the other night on that very day that she left us, and we were very saddened to hear that, and she was loved by everyone in the world, Kevin. And, I remember where I was when Elvis died, and I guess I'll go to my grave knowing where I was when Dolly passed away. Captains for tonight's ball game, across the way, number 55, Robbie Medvar, it looks like. Trey Foster, Zeke Pori, and Bobby Evett. Bobby Evett garnering some accolades this week, Kevin. 2A Lineman of the Week.
Yeah. You was talking about Dolly. I think Rob said last night when it was Wednesday night that he came over. One of the last people that, regardless of who you are, no one's just really had a bad thing to say about her.
No, they didn't.
Something we can all strive to say.
Schoolfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, now for tonight's captains.
Evans.
First,
Quarles
Landrum
and Ellis are the captains for the 96 Wildcats.
Number 55, Robbie Medvar.
That's a window
Number
opener.
24,
We're going to try to get a microphone out the window just a little bit and turn the volume down a little bit so we get that real feel. Want to bring you all along with the sights, but the sounds
Ian Patterson
of high school football here in South
for
Carolina.
96,
We've
number 3,
moved
Eli
out of the
Schofield.
foothills of Landrum,
Number 17, Mason Ellis. Number
out
16,
from beneath the
34,
shadow of Hogback Mountain, and we've come down the road, Kevin, via 221 and somewhere else. You've got me lost, but you got me here. Actually, Rob's the GPS guy that's got it in his brain.
Yeah, he hates the real GPS, so everywhere goes, why are you going to turn like that down through there for?
He knows every back road from here to the beach.
Coaches
He
and
does.
cheerleaders.
And thank goodness we've got him with us.
10U, 12U football teams.
Now, he's up in my ear
cheerleaders,
pretty
and
good
coaches.
over there on that speaker. You might want to pull him down a little bit. Might be getting some folks at home. They might like him better than me.
Well, that wouldn't be a stretch now, would it?
All right, they're throwing it up. They're odd manning right now, and he's showing it to 96. Looks like they might have won the toss, and he's asking them. He said, boys, what you want to do here? You want to kick or you want to receive? And they said, okay, these boys right here. And he's pointing over there to Landrum now, and he's, what goal do you want to defend is what he said. Well, we're going to defend that side, our guys say. So you turn your back over here, boys, and 96 over here. All right, 96 has won the toss. And they want to receive.
96 will receive.
Shake hands, boys, and come out swinging. Not necessarily.
Metaphorically.
Metaphorically. You know, we're going to send that defense out on the field first, and that's where you're going to see Trey Nesbitt, number 2, Ian Patterson, number 3, Dallas Collins, number 4, Riley Dozer, 5, Tanner Gossett, 11, Ben Tidings, 15, Zeke Pori, 24, J.P. Brennan, the Bull, 44, J.T. Gist, 52, and Vuthi Som, 54. And when I give you the offensive starting lineup in a minute, you're going to hear all of those names again, except for one. 96 High School is going to be afforded the opportunity of having 39 players on their roster, I think I saw, Kevin. Now, did you tell me they do not have a ninth grade team?
On their school website, it says varsity/C team. So I don't think they may not have a JV team. They may have a C team or D team or, whatever it may be. But I could be wrong. That's just what the school website, because technically there's not a C team in football. It's D team in football, which is the middle school.
I see 7 guys that aren't dressed out on their home side and due to injuries, I guess, or something like that. So, okay. Somebody's shooting fireworks off down there in that end zone, and I think that got everybody's attention there, especially mine. And here come the Wildcats out onto the field. Mean, lean, and strong they are.
It's kind of the benefit of being adjacent to a non-high school location and stuff. If you're not, a school district cannot shoot them off themselves.
Here come your Landrum Cardinals on the road, and I tell you what, we're swaggering in here with a little bit of attitude because our guys know, Kevin, their backs against the wall is them against the world.
That's right.
So that's the attitude we're going to take into this game. And each and every game this season, our guys are going in with the attitude of, all right, if you're going to beat us, you got to do it.
Right. So
Fight to the end.
Yeah, like with fireworks, if you had joined a private property and that
was next door, but I don't know if it's on. I'm not getting into that conversation.
Oh, I don't care. I love it.
You like to stir the pot. I don't know what I rubbed off on you in the last year.
No, I love fireworks. It don't matter to me if they do it or not,
Yeah, I know you love fireworks. You got 9 fingers. You're not allowed to even play with them anymore. All right.
Nice environment here for high school football. We love this small town Friday nights, and we're here with you on Upstate Prepcast, ladies.
And I want to tell you something. I might have made a mistake last week all week long, calling out a couple of names wrong, but we've got an updated roster, and I'm going to tell you that my roster says kicking off for the Cardinals is number 13, Derek Arthur. And here we go down in 96, South Carolina, fielded at the 20-yard line, coming back towards the home stands, looking for someone to go, and it takes it up to about the 36-yard line. See who's in on that stop for the, looks like the kicker. Ben Tidings, 15 on the stop for the Cardinals.
5-yard line, first down.
They'll start from their own 36-yard line, Kevin. Good position.
Yeah, Cardinal defense last week, a little bit of a bend but don't break, but they got big turnovers and was able to score key points off those turnovers. So,
all right, inside that right side of that defense, name I didn't call out, 61, Andrew Millwood. And if that guard switches over to the left side, Big E, Esteban, switches to the right. He'll pitch it to the right, runs into a wall, and he runs into Big E. Hang on, boys. Don't let him get anywhere. He ran into the big sack of beans right there at the 40-yard line. Nowhere to go. Esteban Valaquez on the stop for the Cardinals. And they'll give him 6 yards out of that, Kevin. Be second and a long 4, maybe 5. We'll send the man, set him down over on the right side, shotgun formation. Handoff, 13 the ball carrier, trying to get to the outside. He can't make it. K.D. Henry, the ball carrier.
Gains about 3 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Looks like Patterson over there on the stop.
Tackle made by number 3, Ian Patterson.
Ian Thunderbolt Patterson brings up 3rd. Along 2, maybe 3, Kevin. At the 44. Need to make a statement early on here if you can stop them. Be a good way to start the game off. Going to try to draw them off a little bit. Cardinals showing some composure up in there. The high snap, he fields it. Quarterback keeper. They get him right at the sticks. Branyan will bring him down, the bull, but he was turned inside by Andrew Millwood of the Cardinals, but that's enough for a Flounder Seafood first down. We like to give away Flounder Seafood Restaurants first down, just don't like to give them away to our opponent. New set of chains. About the 47, 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Got a man open out here on the side. It's going to be hit immediately as he catches it. Good defense out there. Ben Tidings, 15, on the corner, steps up. A short gain on the play, maybe 2 yards. That's excellent by Tidings, playing it out here on the corner. Now they'll send 3 receivers to the top side of the field. 1 lone setback. Looking to throw. Quick out to the outside. Little wide receiver screen. He's not going to fool Ian Patterson, who read that like a book.
Yeah, and Ian Patterson engaged the blocker, essentially shoved his blocker back into the receiver and stopped his process.
And Foster. Oh, also, I mean, Nesbitt, excuse me. Nesbitt over there with him. I don't know where I got Foster at. I don't know where I get a lot of things here lately. All right, we got them where we want them. We said this several years ago. 3rd and a long 7. Looking to throw. Come on, boys. Rush is coming. Lobs it up. It's got a man wide open. The continuation of 2 years ago when it was 3rd and long and we had them where they wanted them and they went deep and beat us. Little breakdown there, but hats off to 96 for picking it up. And going 50 yards. 49, 51 yards for the score. They set it up nicely, and it worked.
Yeah, it can't be that easy, guys.
All right, try for 2, Rob.
He doesn't have a mic.
He doesn't have a mic. Okay, try for 2. 1, up. And it's good. 9:09. First quarter of play. Wildcats take their opening possession. March downfield. They put a touchdown on the board. 7-0 here from Wilson Campbell Stadium in 96.
When we started Next Home, our focus was to change the real estate experience, keep our agents at the center of the transaction, and help people find their next home. So we hired the best people, developed a client-centric brand with the world's greatest design firm, instituted minimum marketing and advertising standards that all our agents follow, launched incredible automated technology, partnered with the best brokers and agents in the business, and didn't obsess over our agent count or the size of our company. For us, it's about our people and moving this industry forward, never settling for mediocrity, never looking back, and never forgetting what we actually do as a profession. Come be a part of our journey and see what's next in real estate.
All right, back here at Wilson Campbell Stadium, 96 strikes first and fast. 7-0 at the 9:09 mark in the first quarter of play. Little short pooch kick.
Fair catch by Landrum at the 33-yard line.
They'll fair catch it right there. That's Grayson Burrell, I believe, number 0. That's actually number 9, Chase Lipsy. All right, Kevin, I saw a little bit of what I thought was water. We got a penalty marker, Nick's Tire penalty marker
Yeah, we're in our first quarter play, co-sponsored by Next Home Realtors and also Razorback Barbecue of Inman.
Ooh-wee, that's good barbecue. Let's see what the call is here from the White Hat. We've got a push. Illegal block in the back by the kicking team, though. If somebody hits somebody in the back, a little crack, but I guess that's a crack back block.
Kickoff's brought to you by Jason C. at Edward Jones. In sports and investing strategy wins games. Jason C., your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help you build a game plan tailored to your financial goals. Call 864-576-3980 to get started today.
All right, 96 is going to put 4 big ones up front, 3 linebackers. So 4-4 actually. 4 linebackers, 4 down men. They're saying throw the ball. I dare you to throw the ball because they're coming in after this mark-off, of course, sponsored by Nick's Tire. I guess that's the best way to start your first offensive series of the night. It's not usually with a penalty, but when it's in your favor, before you've taken a snap, you've gotten 15 free ones and puts the ball squarely at the midfield stripe at the 5-0 mark. Kevin, you know that's my favorite number. Here we go. Patterson at the quarterback. Nesbitt goes in motion. They'll snap it to him. He takes it, puts a couple of moves on, battling his way forward for 11 yards on the first play of the night for the Cardinals from scrimmage. And that's a Flounder Seafood Restaurant first down.
Mason Ellis on the stop for the Wildcats.
Now, I told the coach the other night, we were very, very vanilla last week. That was something we didn't see last week. I knew he had something up his sleeve. 1st and 10, Nesbitt again, in motion, reverses direction. Now we'll go to the bull. They were waiting on the bull, but he's still struggling forward for positive yardage.
Short gain of a yard.
2, maybe 3 yards on the carry, depending on the spot. Give him 3 to start the night off with, and that's a good thing, Kevin. When you're run-oriented like us, first down is crucial to get at least 3 yards. Nesbitt, Dozier, and Collins in the formation, going that way, throw it. Nesbitt pulls it in, picks up a good block on the corner by Dallas Collins, springs him loose and gets close to that first down marker, and that was on this replay. Watch now, close right here. 4 with the block right there, gets an extra couple of yards. That's 120 pounds, Kevin, right there. 4, Dallas the Kid Collins, 120 pounds soaking wet, looking like a man there. Now we'll bring in Nesbitt and the bull in the backfield. Patterson at the QB, 2 receivers in the formation. Pitch it out to Nesbitt to the left side, looking for somewhere to run. Squeezes in between 2 players and picks up the first down.
Yeah, Nesbitt is, to me, you've got to have that speed option, because as good as the bull is, as good as Patterson, they're more power-based runners. You've got to have something to be able to shake and bake over there, and Trey Nesbitt doing it so far.
Well, I would have to believe that 96 has a good enough coaching staff to know that what they saw last week wasn't everything they were going to get.
And they're hoping to open up things in the middle and eventually where Bull can just drag up. But they got to pull people out of the middle of that defense.
The bull, turn him loose in the pasture. Open the gates. Gets down to the 20. Inside the red zone, Kevin.
Yes, sir, the red zone.
We got a little problem here.
We ain't got no problem.
No problem.
Red zone is the Reese Ward Synovus Mortgage red zone.
2nd down and 5 at the 20 of 96. Fakes the handoff to the bull. Patterson takes it on his own. I think they're going to get him for a horse collar here, Kevin.
Yes.
I think that's what the call should be.
Anytime you see that head jerk around like that, is a pretty good chance that's going to be a horse collar.
Let's see what the old white hat's got to say. He's pointing it out, and a little discussion taking place. I'm a little hoarse tonight. But we can do him. Let's see. We got a personal foul. Horse collar. First down. Let's go, Nelly. Saddle him up.
Personal foul against
takes it down half the distance of the goal, puts it at the 9-yard line. Let's go, Cardinals. Patterson calls his own number. Looking to the right side, they're going to trip him up.
Yeah, we make no secret. We are ground and pound and just looking to wear these big guys down with our conditioning.
Well, let's see what we can do up front. Our big guys against your big guys. And tell you what, 96 has got a real big one right there, hunkered down in that line right there. I think he's playing on Vuthi. But you know what? Vuthi's one of the strongest guys in the state. So now we'll send Dozier in the motion back to the left. Patterson checks him over. Takes the snap. Quick pass outside. Collins pulls it in, looking for some running room. Penalty markers down. I don't think we were set on the outside before the snap.
Penalty flag.
Yes, it is. It's going to come back. It's against us. We didn't quite get set with our man in motion. But there again, great execution. Put it in a playmaker's hands.
Yep. The only thing
they're going to refuse that penalty, Kevin.
The only thing coach would tell him is you got to hit him in front for forward momentum. Collins had to catch that turnaround, and by that time the defensive backs had just kind of swarmed for a minimal gain.
Well, I think 96 doesn't think that we can score. They're going to decline it and bring it up to third down, and they want to stop us here and on fourth. Patterson, student body left. Patterson towards the end zone, gets hit into the end zone. Where's the signal? Touchdown Cardinals. Boy, they fooled them then, didn't they? If they thought we couldn't do it, we did it, and we're in there. At the 5:52 mark, we match them up, Kevin. Score for score. Woo.
Yeah,
Nothing fancy, as the coach said.
See that guard and that center pull out to the left, and
it
he
was
just
student body left.
That's right.
All right, Dallas Collins will hold. Derek Arthur will attempt the extra point. The snap is back to hold us down. The kick is up, and it's no good, just wide to the right. 5:52 remaining in the first quarter of play. 96-7, your Landrum Cardinals 6. Stick around, folks.
Folks, if you can smell that smoke, you're getting close. This is Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill. We're talking slow smoked barbecue, fall off the bone ribs, juicy pulled pork, brisket packed with the real deal smoky flavor. We also have burgers, dogs, and even fish. Don't forget Wing Wednesday and weekly specials. And save room for the ice cream. No fancy talk, no shortcuts, just good food done right. So grab the family, grab your buddies, and bring your appetite. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, 11120 Asheville Highway in Inman, 864-256-7930. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill.
There's a place where hope is real.
All right, this kickoff coming to you by Jason C. at Edward Jones. Cardinals with a score, now trailing 7-6 back here with 5:52 left in the first quarter. Is your play-by-play analyst, Mr. Stephen Ropa.
Only my mother calls me Stephen, but that's okay tonight. Kevin, that was an important drive to match them to start the game off. You wouldn't want to go out there. The worst thing in the world that could have ever happened.
We're being waved off the field. I don't know if this is a hydration break.
Hydration or lightning. No lightning. No clouds around for that. No, right there was a situation. If we'd have gone out there and gone 3 and out and gave them the ball back, and you know how football works, you could have dug. Right there was the beginning of digging a hole. Our guys stuck with it. Hey, it really helped that we had a short field to work out with, but you know what they didn't do? In the past, if we'd have had a short field like that, last week we were going backwards. We'd go forward and we'd go 3 steps backwards with some penalties, and they've worked on that this week, evidently, as the coach said, the little mental things. Except for, we had the 1 penalty on the drive there, that wasn't set, but still, improvement.
Well, the exciting thing about that is, again, 96 declines that penalty after a second down for minimal gain. They could have made it 2nd and 19 there, and still we're on the 9. They don't think we're able to convert 3rd and long. That's something that last year.
And that's what I thought. I said it, and I hate to be that way, but I was thinking there, they don't think you can do it.
The logic is there. We're not a passing team. It's hard to, and especially down in crowded real estate in the end zone and such, so the odds were definitely against us, but you know, this bonding and strength exercise that they did this summer, all that paying off.
You just said we're not a passing team. Everybody in the world thinks we're not a passing team because we have a new quarterback.
Predominantly.
But, you know, hey, what did we see the last series? I think 3 passes in that series, maybe 4. I didn't count them. But the week before, Vanilla, as I called the coach out, hey, that's a little Vanilla. I know he's hiding something.
He's hiding some strawberries somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Arthur kicks it high, and it'll be fair caught at the 25-yard line. Yeah, coach being a little deceptive. He knows I was a little smarter than that. I could read. We got a lot more than just run the rock. I mean, we got too many good receivers in Collins, Nesbitt, and Wilkins, Keon Wilkins. We need to call his name out more this week. I hope he gets some good catches, make something happen.
Yeah.
Now, we need to stop them here to make a little point if we can. Let's get the ball back.
The defense needs to make Walhalla take the rocky road. And
the Hogwaller Razorbacks taking on Elton and crew tonight up in Hogwaller. We'll check in on them later.
14-0 so far over there. That's the only score.
Little trap play back to the right side. Nothing fancy. He'll get 4 out of that. Brandon on the stop, it looks like, along with JT Guest in there also. Big Esteban anchor in that center of the line there. Big double sevens can cause a lot of havoc up in there in these short yardage situations. So try to keep him low up in there. They want to throw out of it. Going long again. Got a man down there fighting his way around. That ball's short hopped. The penalty flag's going to come out. I think they're going to get us for interference. And Tanner Gossett, in my opinion, provided good coverage there, and that ball was short hopped. I thought he played it well. No problem, young man. No problem. That was a good play, good hustle. You were there. And I do not agree with the call. But, Kevin, you know, officiating has got to be tough. I mean, you've got 22 players on the field, 8 or 9 coaches on the sideline, 100 fans, and 1 broadcaster in the press box that all think they saw it better than you.
That's right.
So you can't win. But anyway, that's a first down for the Wildcats. We'll make up for that in a moment. That's just one of those judgmental calls. I thought we played it well. Quarterback keeps it back to the inside. He's got a lot of running room. They like these traps and misdirection plays, and it's very effective. If you're a linebacker for the Cardinals, you've got to play very disciplined, especially on the ends. That ball's going to come back, move the chains. That's another Flounder Seafood first down, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. They'll put it at the Cardinal 40. From the 40, number 40, carries to Tater.
1 yard gain for Sam Parsons. Second down and 9.
Parsons, the ball carrier. Esteban and Pourri on the stop. And I will tell the stadium announcer that Zeke's name happens to be Pourri and not Poor.
Pourri.
That's right.
Gets it mispronounced everywhere he goes.
They want it all. They're going downfield. There's a man there. Made it look easy. Touchdown 96. 40 yards. They're playing Ian Patterson's theme song, Thunderstruck, over the stadium and unfortunately, I don't want to hear that song at the moment.
Yeah.
4:22, 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Point after coming up.
Extra point sponsored by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Sedan Joiner Realtors.
Theo Meredith to attempt it. Madden Davis will hold. Kick is up, is through the uprights. It's good. 4:22 remaining in the first quarter of play here at Wilson Campbell Stadium in 96, South Carolina. Your score, 96-14. Your Landrum Cardinals 6.
Yeah, and folks, I am correcting the scoreboard, so no call-ins, please, as we'll make it here. What is our score right now, Mr. Steve? 14-6 is our score, and we'll be right back.
Wait, that's good Barbecue. Get ready for barbecue like you've never had at Razorback Barbecue and Grill. They smoke the classics to perfection like baby back ribs. So tender they'll fall off the bone. And beef brisket, oh, so tender and juicy. And they've got platters piled high. And it's all...
Okay, we'll get back to that pig in just a minute. Collins will haul it in at the 21-yard line, and they'll drop him at the 34, but good return by the big kid, the big guy. One of my favorite Cardinals, Kevin, on the coach's show last week. Just an outstanding young man. As are all of our Cardinals, Kevin. Getting to meet them at the coach's show one-on-one each week and getting to know them, hear what they say, learn a little bit more about their personal lives and things, and just all around great kids that are proud to wear the uniform and do what it takes to come out here and compete on a Friday night. 1st and 10. Patterson rolling to the left, pulling up. He's under pressure, gets away, throws it to the corner. Good job of getting rid of that ball and finding Nesbitt nearby. Almost got sacked, but showed a little athleticism there for a man there.
For an inexperienced at the quarterback position to have the presence of mind to, number one, not turn around, run around the backfield, take a big loss, find your receiver, get it in the area of him. Obviously, I don't even know if he was really trying to do it, just make sure he got it in the area so he didn't get intentional grounding. So, good job there.
Smart. I think I know why the coach put him there. He's an intelligent player.
Football savvy.
Yeah. Here we go on 2nd and 10. Patterson to call his own number. They're looking for that, but he gets away from them and a little bit more. It's going to get maybe 8 yards out of it. They know it's coming. But he showed a burst of speed right there. I did not see last week when he saw the hole. He hit it and picks up. Good yardage, put us in a situation where we can go for it. We're in 4 down territory the rest of the night.
Call this 3rd and bull right here. I got
3rd and bull.
Feeling we're about to see the bull unleashed, and maybe he's going to be the decoy, and we'll slip somebody else out of that backfield.
All right, you think it, I think it, and everybody in the stadium thinks it. The bull's fixing to be turned loose. Give them the hard count first if you can, guys. Collins comes in motion. Look out for the bull. There he goes. And they know he's fighting forward for it. And they stop the bull about a half a yard short. They slammed the gates on him, Kevin. You knew he was coming, and I knew he was coming.
Well, he was met in the backfield there. They were able to get it back in there and almost interrupted the handoff there. They had a guy, defensive tackle, just worked his way inside there. And Cardinals on their side of the field taking no chances. Short gain, 4th and 1, but they're going to punt.
All right. Bring out the kicker, they say. That's Arthur. Had some great kicks last week. One resulted in a muff, and we recovered that, which led to a score. Kind of the nail in the coffin against Hogwalla. And it's happening again. He muffed that one. He picks it up on a bounce. And we'll swamp him at the 40-yard line. Collins on the stop along with number 63, Drew Behling, B-E-H-L-I-N-G.
I think it's Behling.
Him too. All right. 3rd possession of the game for 96. They've scored on each of their possessions. Let's try to stop them here, guys. 59 yards away from pay dirt.
Yeah.
3 receivers into formation, wide receiver screen to the right side. He pulls it in. Lots of room, and he's going to get about 8 yards out of that.
Cam Mathis on the reception gets about 8 yards. 2nd and 2.
Yes, sir, they'll give him 8. He earned it, and that's what they'll credit him for. The bull lays the horn to him. Parsons, the ball carrier, and
3rd down for the Wildcats.
he got hooked. 3rd and short. And surely they'll go for it on 4th down themselves this time. They're confident in their defense now. Let's send one off. K.D. Henry checks in at the running back. And they'll hand it to him, and he scoots to the outside and picks up the first down. Move the chains. That's a Flounder Seafood Restaurant. First down for 96 at the Cardinal 48-yard line. No, excuse me, 44-yard line, Kevin.
See if it's time for them to run their favorite play here. Cross the midfield stripe now.
Yeah, they'll put it up in there in just a moment. Unless that's working, you go back to that. 13 on the carry. K.D. Henry with another 96 first down.
First down.
Places it at the Cardinal 30-yard line. .106 remaining in the first quarter of play. Landrum down 14-6. Wildcats marching. Looking to throw again. There's a man out on the corner just out of his outstretched hands. Chase Lipsy over there providing the coverage for the Cardinals.
Second down.
Along with Ben Tidings, number 15. 1:01 remaining in the first. Second and 10 at the Cardinal 30 for the Wildcats. Man in motion back to this side. They'll fake the handoff to him. The quarterback keeps it, goes back up center. Close to the first down marker before Dallas Collins brings him down.
Gains about 8 yards. Third down.
Nice little quarterback counter there. Going fake to ran like with his blockers to the left and just cut back right inside.
Linebacker Bobby Evett. I think that's who that was, 53, yeah. In on the stop with Dallas Collins, third and short.
We really need a Razorback barbecue turnover right here.
Yeah, we do. Quick pass to the outside. Great play over there by Nesbitt. Read the route. That's a gamble. You got to make the play, and he knocked it out. That's close. So great job by Trey Nesbitt over there on the corner. He almost had an opportunity to either jump the route, go for the interception, or just try to knock the ball in. He played it the way he felt, and it worked. Fourth down. This is a Mike Verner's Plumbing fourth down, the first of the evening. I look for quarterback keeper here. But he's looking to throw, tipped at the line of scrimmage, and then dropped out on the corner. I believe that tip, Zeke Pourri might have got a finger on that. Let's look at it again. Yes, sir, Zeke Pourri with the rush got a finger on it and kind of discombobulated that receiver out on the side, Kevin. So good play by the defense that time.
Yeah, just put enough rotation on that to where he couldn't handle it, and Cardinals come away with a big turnover on downs.
All right, this time we'll start from our own 22-yard line. Let's see if we can get something going.
First and 10 from their own 22.
What I like about this year's team, they really don't give up. Even though 96 had success, they just keep competing.
Collins, Dozier, and Nesbitt into formation, looking to throw, going over the middle. Nesbitt was tripped up and no call in and out of his hands, but he was hit well before the ball got there, and no call.
See Nesbitt coming up a little bit. He had a little bit of that high ankle.
I think he realizes that I've got to play. I'm going to be in a little bit of pain. He's shaking it off already. It's just Charlie horsed him up a little bit. But
yeah, he had come out for a few plays last week with that, but was ultimately okay.
That was a horrible no call there. I usually won't, you know me, I don't complain about officiating.
He got there a little early on the back, it looked like.
Second and 10. And we flinch.
Either flinch or delay one.
We flinched up front. I saw it from up here.
5-yard penalty. Still.
And we just cannot afford that. I mean.
Well, no. No, that's not good football. But I'm not down there in the hot, sweaty place of doing it, and so.
Not for many years.
2nd and 15. Patterson, the ball carrier, and that's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. And the horn sounds here at Wilson Campbell Stadium in 96, South Carolina. Cardinals still hanging in there going into the second quarter. Your score 96-14, Landrum 6. When we come back, it's 3rd and 15 from our own 17.
That's good barbecue. Get ready for barbecue like you've never had at Razorback Barbecue and Grill. They smoke the classics to perfection like baby back ribs. So tender they'll fall off the bone. And beef brisket, oh, so tender and juicy. And they've got platters piled high. And it's all slow cooked in their pits. You can dine in and soak up the vibe or grab it to go. Either way, it's gonna hit the spot. And there's plenty more where that came from. They'll fire up the grill for juicy, sizzling hamburgers and some hot dogs, too, for the kiddies. Yep, they're kid-friendly. They got all their favorites, too, including ice cream. Something for everybody at Razorback's Barbecue and Grill. Barbecue so good, it'll make you say, ooh, wait, that's good barbecue. Come on down, wherever bite's a touchdown. That's Razorback's Barbecue, 11120 Asheville Highway, Inman.
There's a place where
We're back here at Wilson Campbell Stadium. I just love when we go to places that have fancy names, with the two names.
Yeah.
Welcome back to W.C. Field Stadium, son. What's your favorite stadium, Kevin, when we play away? Venues.
Yeah, I kind of like the environment down at Blacksburg and their press box. It's a real easy place to get into and set up.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I think Clinton last year on the road, even though the scoreboard might have not been favorable.
Guess what?
We get to go again.
Here we go again.
And I'm looking forward to going to W.L. Varner Stadium for the first time here later this year.
Folks, they're clearing the field. I suppose we're under a lightning delay. There's a pretty bad cloud off to our right of the stadium, but it looks several miles away. But evidently lightning's been detected. So, Kevin, what have we got in reserve that we can keep the people interested in? Last week they got They got the state championships, and I'm sure nobody wants to watch the presentation of the coveted Trotters Bowl trophy to Coach Reed from the Coaches Show Tuesday night.
The Coaches Show is probably going to be our halftime filler, or not halftime, but
it's lightning
filler here. So
this shouldn't take long, ladies and gentlemen. This is off to the right, maybe. Well, I quit doing weather a long time ago.
Yeah.
In as much as my doctor's practice, I used to be a doctor, but I give that up because I just didn't have the patience.
No, the only forecast is cloudy with a chance of meatball. So
that's right. That's my kind of forecast. Chilly today and hot tamale in Mexico.
All right, so I'm going to have to pull something up to get this ready for our delay here again.
You just watch what you
do. You just stretch for a little bit of time. Well, you took off the headset. That's okay, folks. But
mute me.
Mute
I'm
you.
out of here. I quit.
He's walking home.
I'm going home. Call me an Uber.
Folks, again, we thank you for sticking with us. We're going to show you our Landrum Football Coaches Show from this week during this delay after I get it set up. And we appreciate you listening in. Hope that one Friday we can get a full game in without this lightning delay. We thought the way things were clearing off that we were going to be okay, but Mother Nature has decided not. So it's just been a trying few days or a couple weeks now, and late nights for a crew that works hard and has jobs and works during the day. But we're here tonight with you, and we'll stay as long as we have to bring you Landrum Cardinals football here on Upstate Prepcast. And again, here in a minute, I'm going to show you. We're going to tune over to the Landrum Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prepcast here. Again, we'll ask you to watch that until we come back. So I'm going to mute, and the next thing you'll see here in just a few minutes is the Landrum Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prepcast. Again, we're in a lightning delay. 96 up 14-6 going to the second quarter.
You do not have to exit the stadium, but if you would like to take shelter in the gym, it is open.
The following is a presentation of Landrum Cardinals Athletics on Upstate Prepcast.
It's time for the Landrum Football Coaches Show with head coach Mike Reed on Upstate Prepcast. This show presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables. In addition to the Briar Patch of Campobello, JB Trees LLC of Landrum, Stotts Ford of Tryon, along with these supporting sponsors. Kickin' Cuts Meat Market in Campobello, Peach Country of Campobello, Rogers Architectural Associates, Landrum Drug. And now from the Southside Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina, your hosts Steve Roper and Kevin Jackson with head coach of the Landrum Cardinals, Mike Reed.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Landrum Cardinals Football Coaches Show live here at the Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina, with my good friend here, head coach Mike Reed, and my producer, Kevin Jackson, and Rob McIntyre on the camera. We're live tonight, as always, on Tuesday night with taping, and we're going to talk about last week's action, and we're going to talk about what's coming up this week. And Coach, I have to say, it was an electric atmosphere last Friday night, to say the least. Kicking off the 2026 season, celebrating 100 years of Landrum High School. Yep. And for you, two years in a row, winning that first matchup. How's that feel?
I mean, it's always good to get the first win. Real proud of the guys and how they were able to handle a 2-hour delay. A lot of teams go in and they come out flat, and it's hard to get them back up. They did a really good job of staying in the game and ready to come out after that delay.
Well, I tell you, the delay was, I think we were on the air, Kevin, I think 4.5 hours. Somewhere around that area, and we brought you some, if you watched it, highlights from the state championship of the girls winning that, and that was something else. And but anyway, I mean, the action on the field was something else. Had some big plays, some big performances out of two players, and a young man stepping up to the occasion, making his bones on that night, and scoring that first touchdown of the 2026 season was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had several guys offensively step up, and Ian Patterson, he, for his first start as a quarterback, played really well. Took care of the football, scored 3 touchdowns. I mean, whenever we got in the 10-yard line, we knew we could just give it to him. And the way we were blocking up front, we knew we could just run the ball. And just had a big night.
Speaking of running the ball, we ran the bull.
Yes, we did.
J.P. Branyan rushed for 225 yards, I believe, and scored
1 touchdown.
1 touchdown, but Ian with 3.
Yep.
And that was just, something else. Now, some people may look at what we were doing and say it was vanilla. I know we can do a lot more, and you're not going to show everything that this offense could possibly be capable of in game one.
Well, honestly, we didn't have to do much. We did so well up front, blocking and being physical, that we didn't have to get fancy or whatever.
Well, in game one, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, but
maybe a few silly, not so silly penalties, Nick's tire penalties. Matter of fact.
We don't want any of that.
That happened. Say the lineman a little down the field a little bit. These things all come with game experience.
Yep.
And they're young, and I found no fault in that. And who we got here, Coach, tonight? I'm telling you, he's got the headset on. He's ready to call a play Friday night.
That's right. Can you tell him your name?
No.
What's your name?
Trip.
Trip. How you doing, Trip?
Good.
You're going to be a ball player of some sort when you grow up, perhaps football, baseball, soccer. What's your favorite?
What's your favorite sport?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? Well, you're looking at a broadcaster here that's probably old as a dinosaur.
I know.
Oh, no. Goodness gracious.
Right,
it's obvious.
Now hand the headset to your sister.
Give it to sister. Give it to sister.
Hello, young lady, and what is your name?
Kinley.
Kinley. And how old are you?
7.
You're 7 years old. And
I'm 4.
And you're 4. All right. So on Friday nights, do you go to the ball game? Do you like to root and cheer for your dad?
Yeah.
And if he wins, what do you do? you go down on the field and give him some daughterly love?
Yes.
Is it a handshake or a hug or a kiss for Daddy?
Hug.
It's just a hug. Let's get back to the game with Ian Patterson carrying the load along with J.P. Brannion. Cute kids there, Coach.
They're something.
Yeah, they are. And defensively, you look really sharp, too. First score of the 2026 season coming on a Knicks pick six. That's a Knicks tire penalty.
Yep.
Pick six by Dylan Collins.
Yeah, I mean, he
Dallas.
ran well. Dallas Collins, yeah.
By Dallas Collins, and his dad reminded me of that just before the broadcast. His name is Dallas, not Dylan.
Right. Dylan's going to think he's the first 8-year player in the history of Landrum High School.
Well, if you'll look back at the game, I referred to Trey Nesbitt one time as Trey Fowler. Trey Fowler is a kid that I knew that played ball in 1990. So, you know, I'm getting old, Coach. But regardless of the name, he did earn his moniker that tonight, Friday night, and he's the kid.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to him. He said, "Why the kid?" I said, "Well, you're 120 pounds."
Yeah, but
he plays like he's 160.
He does. He plays. You know, he plays the game fast. He understands the game. He read that route. You know, we were in a certain coverage, and he did what he was supposed to do, and it paid off. And I tell you what, he was flying down the field. He pulled away from them guys. So.
The defensive line looked good also with another Poree.
That's right.
But I know his name is Zeke.
Yep.
I'm not going to call him Titus, okay? We've had so many brothers and cousins and everything else. Zeke looked real good, as did JT.
Yep. JT, Vuthi. You know, Bobby played both ways. And,
yes.
You know, we were very pleased with up front on both sides of the ball. I mean, everybody knows you don't win football games unless you win in the trenches.
Yep.
And we did that. We were able to control the line of scrimmage, and it paid off.
Kevin?
Coach, we talked about this a little bit last week of all the bonding exercises that your team did this year. And we talked a lot in our coaches show last year. Those seniors went through so much in their 4 years.
Yep.
And some of these juniors went through a lot of those experiences too. But you could really see Friday night, for maybe the first time in a long time, we're just absolutely all on the same page, pulling the same load, going the same direction. And how has it been, these guys, to finally just buy in and rely on each other and know that they've got each other's backs?
I think consistency is the biggest thing. You know, we talked about it last year. There's been a lot of turnover, just different styles coming and going. And I think just having consistency and really harping on what you think is important. And like you said, the kids have bought in. They understand what's important. Football is a complete team sport. You know, you can have 10 guys out there doing the exact same thing, but if you have one that doesn't, it doesn't work. You know, and that's the biggest thing. You got to play as a team. You win as a team. You lose as a team. You know, everything we do, you got to do as a team, and that's how you win. You know, and I'm not talking about just on the football field. You know, that's how you win in life. I mean, it don't matter what you do. You know, you have a team per se. I mean, and if you're not pulling in the same direction, it's not going to work.
These kids aren't going to stay in high school forever. They're going to be out in the real world soon. You prepare them for life's hardships, because believe me, there's more downs in life than up, but doesn't have to be.
That's right.
And but Coach, you know, each week gives you more tape to look at, more film to diagnose. And when looking over last week, you know, nothing's ever perfect in football. And, you know, most critics are either in the papers or somewhere else, and they like to point fingers and stuff. But, you know, you do your own fingerprint, your own criticisms of your own team. And you always look for the positives. But, you know, there's always something you got to work on.
Well, just penalties. You know, last year we were plagued with penalties, it seemed like, and I don't think we had as many as we had last year. But, you know, there were several times we had some big runs that got called back.
I'll point to one was a good pass that Ian made to Nesbitt.
Yep.
And this is just where, you know, I'm not a coach, but I was a player a long time ago in the last century. But the rule of thumb is don't go past the line of scrimmage. But as a lineman, I know how difficult that is. And as you're younger, as you didn't know possibly he was going to turn it up and run, and he threw it. But you got to have presence of mind of where you're at, and that comes with game experience.
Well, it does, but it's all, I mean, you know, you do things in the game, especially as an offensive lineman. I mean, we're rolling off the ball, and these guys are getting pushed, and then we call a pass play, and and they're in that mentality of we're going to blow them off the ball, and it happens, you know.
I can see that. I pointed that out the other night, you know, a little bit of inexperience, and it comes with game experience, and I, too, was guilty of that many years ago as a youngster. All right, Kevin, we're going to dive deeper into the trenches here in just a few minutes and talk about that physical style of play and setting the tone. And we have one of our leaders, a couple of leaders coming up this evening as our guest on each side of the ball. And we're going to come back right after this word from the Briar Patch, one of our sponsors, and we love them very much for coming on board. This is the Landrum Cardinals Coaches Football Show, live from the Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina, sponsored by Teddy Laster Racing Stables.
Come back, folks.
In the heart of Cardinal country, community means everything. And no one knows that better than the Briar Patch Convenience Store in Campobello. As a staunch supporter of Landrum High School athletics, the Briar Patch is conveniently located less than 2 miles from the campus. They're your absolute one-stop shop for gas, snacks, and ice-cold beverages. Whether you're filling up the tank or grabbing your favorite game day treats, they've got you covered in one quick trip. Support the local store that supports the Cardinals. Stop by the Briar Patch Convenience Store today.
All right, welcome back to the Southside Smokehouse here. We're going into segment 2 here. We're going to visit with a couple of Cardinal players coming up. And last week, the Landrum football team rolled up 300 and something yards offensively, and I tell you, it was all due to that big offensive front line. And anchoring the position this year up front is junior Bobby Evett. Big Bobby. Bobby, welcome to the Coach's Show. I want to ask the coach a couple of questions, what he's got to say about you first, and then Kevin might have a few things for you. Coach, what can you tell me about this young man and what he brought to the table last Friday night?
Well, like I said, Bobby's the type of kid that you want in your program. He does everything the right way. You know, we talked last week about the leadership group. He had his own group. He was one of those leaders this offseason, and I kind of challenged him to kind of step out of his comfort zone a little bit, and he did. He led that group well. He was responsible for his group and got the things he was supposed to, and that leads to the field too. I mean, he's the leader of up front for us. He plays right tackle for us, but he gets everybody kind of lined up, kind of tells them what to do sometimes, and he's just the type of kid that you want up front and leading our group.
Bobby, I'm going to ask you this. You start off with a big 32-21 win over Walhalla and 300 yards. Like we said, the offensive line putting the big push up there. You as a leader up front, as the coach says, how do you feel about that?
We did our job, did it good.
Let's address the situation like I was asking the coach a while ago. Now, I know you weren't guilty. I watched the videotape. But some of the little silly things that take place as linemen, I've been an offensive lineman, like I said, 100 years ago. I know how it is. We get excited, you know, when in the heat of battle, when you're hot and you're tired. Let's say in pass protection, we got a guy downfield a time or two. I mean, when that happens, you as a leader, what do you say to the guys?
You just got to tell them to, most of the time, just keep going. Don't let it get in your head too much.
Now, you guys appeared to me, and Coach might back me up on this if I'm wrong, you guys looked in pretty good shape. And the other night, it was one of these deals. You're hot and we're hot, but who can withstand it?
Yeah.
Longer. Has the coach been training you pretty hard this summer?
Yep.
How are you dealing with the heat?
I felt like I did pretty well with it. I think a lot of our line did pretty well with it.
Are you seeing a little bit of action on both sides of the ball also defensively, Coach?
Yep. And, you know, we talked about it all week last week, and it was this way last year too. But, you know, this game, especially early in the year, these games are won on who's in the best shape most of the time.
That's why I brought that point up. I could realize, you know, like we made mention many times that we're not fortunate to have a lot of numbers up here. And for whatever reasons they may be, why some kids don't play and why they don't, who knows. Kevin made mention the other night that he went as far as Little League, and when he got to high school, he said he wasn't going to endure that heat. And I said, oh, you're one of those guys that you can't take the heat. You headed straight for the kitchen.
That's me.
So, you know, I understand the physical parts of football training and things like that, and especially in the heat of these late summer. I mean, the kids call it school year. Still summer to an old retired guy like me. But the training and all that, Bobby, I mean, how did you prepare yourself from the heat, from where you were in January in that weight room like the coach talked about last week? where, what you got out here today is what you put in January?
We just had a lot of opportunities to come get out in the heat during the summer to get acclimated to it, get ready for the August as much as we could.
Kevin, you want to ask him something here?
Bobby, I think we counted the other night maybe 10 players going both ways, Coach. I don't know if that number.
At least 10 at any time.
At least 10. Yeah. So, question I'm going to be able to ask a lot of y'all that come on the show, what is your favorite side of the ball? Which are you prefer to be on offensive or defense in the trench there?
I think I prefer defense. I think I'm better at offense, but I prefer to play defense.
Gotcha.
I like to play either one, just as long as I can be on the field. That's but that's one of the things that I've heard many coaches over the years talk about is we all should be grateful that you have the opportunity to just go out and compete on a Friday night. And the things that, the good Lord has blessed you and all these athletes with a healthy body and things like that. And some aren't afforded that opportunity, so.
Right.
All right, Bobby, thank you very much for being here. Hope to see you back in here again this year, maybe as a Player of the Week again. That's good stuff. We appreciate it. And just can't say too much about the leadership that you're bringing to these younger players and things like that. And we'll be right back after this commercial message from JB Trees LLC, and you're watching the Landrum Cardinals Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prepcast, presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables.
At a tree that's too big, too close, or just plain dangerous? Don't wait until it comes crashing down. Call JB Trees LLC, your local tree cutting professionals. From dangerous trees and storm damage to trimming and complete tree removal, JB Trees LLC gets the job done safely and right. JB Trees LLC, cutting trees, clearing problems, and keeping your property looking its best. Call today for your free estimate, 864-497-8511. JB Trees LLC.
All right, back for segment 3 of the Landrum Cardinal Coaches Football Show here at the Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina. And I am joined now by probably the kid that made the big explosive play last Friday night, Kevin. And I tell you what, it was a 92-yard touchdown. But, you folks at home, by the magic of Kevin Jackson, you can watch right now at the pick 6. A Nick's tire, third down, pick 6 off the Nick's tire for Collins as he takes it to the rooster, Kevin, and that really got the game going for the Cardinals defensively, and they never looked back. Here he is, defensive back coach Brent Driggers, and he's going to introduce and bring along. I'm going to introduce him. Here he is. He earned his nickname last Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. 120 pounds, soaking wet, but pound for pound, you could probably say he's the strongest kid on the team. He told me he benches 145 and he weighs 120. That's not bad, in my opinion. Here he is. Let's get the name right for Dad. It is Dallas Collins, but we call him Dallas the Kid. Dallas, 92-yard pick 6.
Sir.
Explosive, exciting, electric. What were your thoughts?
Just not to get ran down. As soon as I caught the ball, my goal was to get a touchdown.
I believe I called your name. You got in some action late in the season for the Cardinals last year. Was that another Collins? I want to make sure I got the right Collins.
It was me.
It was you. Okay.
Sir.
And we liked what we saw from him last year, Coach. I was liking the hustle that we saw him. He carried the tater a couple of times. But in the defensive backfield, that's your specialty this year,
Yes, sir.
Coach. What does this young man bring to the table?
He gets us lined up right, and he knows what calls we should be in. And if we line up wrong, he can get us in the right position, in the right coverage that Coach Thompson calls. So he's kind of the leader behind the secondary. He can get us where we need to be.
Now, Dallas, I'm going to ask you, you're a sophomore stepping up into a very major role in the secondary, getting the start.
Sir.
How's the excitement when from the time you go out of the locker room and you smell that grass, you see the crowd, you hear the PA announcers and the band is pumping and everything, and then that first play comes up. What is your mindset? Are you nervous?
I was very nervous.
He was very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But that was your pick 6 came. I believe it was our first defensive series because we took the ball, moved the ball down the field, and we
Second one.
Second one, okay.
Second one, yes.
We dropped it in the turf, and they took advantage, and they got in there close. And you stepped up in there at the right time. You read the play?
Yes, sir. They ran it earlier, so I pretty much knew it was probably going to be that play again.
That's a good mindset, Coach. You know, a lot of kids that age just don't have that mentality at that time being a sophomore.
Yes, sir. We were in what we call money man, and Dallas read it perfectly.
And the kid came up with the cash. You went to the bank with it, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
When you're running that thing, because of course I've never been in a position to run a touchdown. Had you, Coach, in your illustrious career in high school?
Yeah, I picked up a fumble.
Okay. Well, he knows what it's like. I have no idea. I bet you never recovered 6 fumbles in a season. When you're running down that field in the crowd, what is the feeling that one gets when they're in the open field and dashing to the end zone?
It's kind of nerve-wracking because you can make big mistakes, like dropping the ball, getting ran down.
My luck would be I would trip over my own feet in front of everybody and get horse laughed out of the stadium. Dallas, what are you expecting this week? I know we don't want to talk. I don't want you to talk about our opponents. That we'll leave that up to the coach. But what kind of performance do you think you can bring to the table this week to try to help get us a victory?
Just not letting up any big plays. They kind of like running trick plays and stuff like that, so reading that.
Now, we have so many players going both ways. You're also on the offense at the wideout, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And we caught a pass the other night, did we not?
Yeah.
And, like I say, you weigh 120 pounds. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
I've got one leg that weighs 120 pounds. But I'll tell you what, pound for pound, this kid is lean. And we found out the other night that he's also mean, Kevin. He's lean and mean.
And fast. I mean, he when he caught that ball, you know, you're expecting, you know, a foot race down the field. There was nobody within about 20 yards of him. He just smoked everyone down the field. And I was telling somebody earlier, you know, I'm sitting over there trying to mix everything together for the video, and I saw that initial quarterback turn his head, and there's very few times in these games where I've just seen something I think everyone in the stadium saw. He's throwing to the out and stuff. I think you read it. We all read it there, but you're the one that stepped up in the route there and took it back 92 yards for a touchdown. It's just a fantastic play and a good job being ready and being prepared, Dallas.
Sir, thank you.
Coach Driggers, from a defensive standpoint, you know, how proud of you were of the entire unit when they swarmed to the ball defensively many times and made some big plays, including the big pick six, but even throughout the game, heat, the delay, and everything else. Both teams were tired, but as we talked with Coach Reed, the conditioning of your players compared to what you're going to be going up, everybody is basically even right now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a war of attrition. So how do you feel about your unit going into week 2? And hopefully it'll be a little cooler, but I don't know what the weather's going to do. It could rain us again Friday night, Kevin.
It could rain for the whole rest of the week.
Well, we know what we watched 96 on film. They're multiple front offense, so they like to run it, but they also like to throw it. So we'll probably have to play a little bit better in the secondary this week than we did against Walhalla, giving up a couple big passes against Walhalla. But hopefully we get that straightened out and play a little bit better in the secondary for us.
You heard that?
I think he's challenging you, sir.
Yeah, he's challenging the kid. And I'll tell you what, has anybody ever learned in the Old West, whether it was the Cisco kid, the California kid, or Billy the Kid, you don't challenge the kid from Camp Beller, South Carolina. I'm going to tell you that right now. Dallas and Coach Driggers, we really appreciate your time tonight. We wish you the best of luck this Friday night as you prepare to go down to 96 and bring home another W. And I hope you get 20 tackles, 6 pick sixes, and everything that you dream of, young man. And we look forward to calling out your name many more times this season. All right, we're going to be right back in just a few minutes with Coach Reed, and we'll finish this thing up. Listen to this commercial from one of our proud sponsors up at Stotts Ford in Tryon. You're listening to the Landrum Cardinals Coaches Football Show on Upstate Prepcast, presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables.
It takes teamwork, dedication, and hometown pride to win under the Friday night lights. And that's exactly what drives Stotts Ford. For over 45 years, this family-owned dealership has supported schools across our local communities. Whether you're hauling the team's gear in a new F-150 or tackling a weekend adventure in a Bronco Sport, Stotts Ford has the perfect play for your driveway. Visit them at 222 North Trade Street in Tryon or shop online at stottsford.com. Stotts Ford, proud supporters of the Landrum Football Coaches Show.
All right, we're back here at the Southside Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina, with head coach Mike Reed, and we're going to talk about this week's opponent, the 96 Wildcats, if I'm not mistaken, Coach.
Yep.
And they're looking pretty good so far, as what we've seen on some scouting reports and have heard. They're very athletic, and it's going to be a battle.
It is. Anytime you go down to 96, you better go ready to play, because they've traditionally always been a very tough game. So it's no different watching film. They're athletic, they're quick, they're pretty physical up front. So it's going to be a tough game.
They're coming off a pretty tough game against Mid-Carolina themselves, and a program like 96 is always dangerous. They're always well coached. What kind of challenges that in itself is going to bring, and I think as for the Landrum Cardinals, let's go down and let's be competitive and do what you do, and let's see if you can walk out with a W.
That's right. I mean, you watch their film against Mid-Carolina, and they gave up 49 points, but they also had some mistakes. You take those mistakes away, that's a lot closer ball game. And football, you got to capitalize on those mistakes, and Mid-Carolina did. But, if they clean those up, they're going to be a dangerous team. So.
And Mid-Carolina, pretty good team on their own.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Mid-Carolina's traditionally put out some good teams, since the late 80s.
Yep.
96 is going to be looking to jumpstart that offense this week, too, and try to cut out the penalties, as you said, that cost them some yardage and some scores and things like that. Looking at ourselves offensively, we're going to run the rock. And so you're telling me that we're going to line up and it's going to be man against man.
It's going to be smash mouth football. I mean, now, looking at 96 this year, in the past they've been kind of a wing tee type the last couple of years, but this year they're more spread. But they're still physical up front. They still run the ball. They're going to throw it a little bit more than in the past. But, like I said, it's going to be a physical game. It's going to.
Kevin?
Yeah, as we get ready for another Friday night battle, what is your message to the team and the fans that are planning to make this trip down here? What do you need out of
It's not that far to travel, really.
It's really
a
not.
nice, pleasant drive.
Yeah, it's not bad. But, telling our kids all week that you got to be prepared. Don't get complacent. You win a football game, that's great, but what you did Friday night is not going to help you this Friday. You got to come out. You got to prepare each day. You got to get better each day. We've had a couple decent days of practice, but we can always do better. But this week, it's a different level of competition. The competition levels went up, and we got to be prepared for that. And I think our guys understand that, this is not going to be an easy game. They just have to come prepared, be ready for a battle, and it's going to be a physical game.
And I think you've coached these boys to the point they know that, no game on our schedule is going to be easy. And we probably play the toughest schedule any 2A program in the state when you look down the list,
But it's like I told you, and I told the kids this, I tell them all the time, I mean, to get where you want to get, you have to play those teams. So what better way to do it than region? So, I mean, every game is going to be a battle. I mean, but you play these games because you never know what's going to happen. But, I have all the faith in our guys. We're going to be a physical football team, and we're going to line up, and we're going to play. And
we saw a lot of physicality, as you told us, in our first coaching show, and that was evident last Friday night. Zeke Pori, JT Giss, I get my JTs and my TJs. Had some great tackles defensively. Of course, Ian Patterson, can't say enough about him on both sides of the ball either.
Well, all those guys you mentioned.
And nobody overshadowed one another. They were very complimentary.
It was a great team win. Yeah, it was. I mean, but, you mentioned all those guys, and they all played over 160 snaps. I mean, that's a lot of football.
That heat.
So that's just a testament to them, taking care of their body and getting their body prepared to go, that many plays. And it's not easy to do. It is not easy to do. And again, all those guys that went both ways, I mean, they knew they had to get their body right, and they did. So kudos to them.
I'm seeing, you're keeping the guys hydrated very well. I don't see a lot of kids coming out, with heat exhaustion and things like that. And
well, I
have seen that on some bigger schools.
Well, I tell them all the time, if you get cramps, it's selfish because you're the one who controls the water you put in your body.
Coach, I think before the season when we're looking at the schedule, once it's released, I kind of split the season in two, 5 and 5, and out of this first 5, and certainly no disrespect to any of our first 5 opponents, but 96 was probably, in my opinion, going to be the toughest of this and would be the best bellwether of what we were going to have as the season goes on. So it's just going to be a real good time to go down there and see how we measure up and see how we progressed and continue to improve.
It's going to be a good test, but, everybody on our schedule can beat us at any moment if we don't prepare right.
Right.
So, again, it's going to be a tough test. I think our guys are going to show up. I think they're going to give everything they've got. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter, can we execute?
Right.
Can we execute? And I think if we do that, we'll be all right.
Well, Justin, if you wouldn't mind stepping over here and bringing out a little something, I want to present to the coach this evening in honor and celebration of his 2 wins over Hogwalla 2 years in a row. We'd like to present the coach. Rob, you want to come give it to Rob, Justin? Rob gets the honor of presenting the coach with what we at Upstate Prepcast have. You've heard of the Egg Bowl, the Iron Bowl, Palmetto Bowl. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you beat Walhalla 2 years in a row, you get the coveted Trotters Trophy Bowl of pickled pig feet. And, of course, that little Oscar statue on top there is
a rough day.
Well, that's the Oscar I won this past weekend, if you wanted to talk about what happened with little snippet of me saying one little thing, Coach. Well, I'm always in trouble.
Well, as we wrap up.
If you notice that some of this is missing, Kevin and I had a couple on the way up.
Now, y'all can have it back after the show.
Come on.
Well, as we wrap up, we want to give
Next year, if they beat you, they get a little thing of pickled eggs, like little cardinal eggs,
Well, as we wrap up, we want to give a special thanks to all our local sponsors who make this broadcast possible. First, Teddy Laster Racing Stables, who, again, the big winner on the track is his horse that he partially owns, won the Coolmore City of Troy Northrop Stakes at York race. That's over in England.
Over in England.
And
that's number 2.
Second big race over there.
And won the Royal Ascot first, and then this one.
And then this one, and it's playing. That finish is playing as we talk about this. So congratulations again to Teddy Laster for
the British press are going gaga over this horse. They called it, if I'm not mistaken, the bridled rocket, the rocket bridle. Calling it the American sensation. No American-bred horse has ever gone over there and won these races.
Yes.
So that's what's fantastic about this horse, Baccio. Keep it on your calendars. He's got one more race to run, and it's going to be a sprint race, and it's kind of like the American Triple Crown. This horse, and you've got a Campbeller connection, is going to be running for something that horse racing fanatics all over the world will be watching. And speaking of all over the world watching, we had 100,000 views last week. You believe it? 100,000 people watched a bit of the Landrum Cardinals football game last week.
Well, if you'd be quiet, I'd tell everybody about it. But anyway.
That cost him an extra $1, won't it, Coach?
But, yeah, I mean, we had a random moment in pregame where we've said much funnier things or most crazier things, stupider things. But for whatever reason, a gentleman – clipped it and said we were in mid-season form, and I think meant that in a positive way and laughed at it. And it's between X and Facebook and TikTok, it got 100,000 views. So Landrum Cardinals football, 100,000 views for the week, Coach.
That's pretty good. Get our brand out there.
Getting the brand out there, and so
it was more promoting me than you.
That's all right.
That's what he thinks. Also, special thanks to the Briar Patch Convenience Store of Campobella. And here we go with the mute button, folks, as I should have done a long time ago. JB Trees, LLC, Stotts Ford, Kicking Cuts Meat Market, Peach Country, Ray Rogers Jr. of Rogers Architectural Associates, and just joined the program last week after the coaches show, Landrum Drug. So thanks to all these sponsors. If you'd like to partner with us or learn more about our broadcast, visit us online at www.upstateprepcast.net/Landrum. Also, make sure to find us on YouTube. Look for Landrum Cardinals on Upstate Prepcast. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications every time we go live or upload content. And now we unmute him. Back to Steve Roper.
And I'm going to ask the coach one final thing. You got any final words as we head down the road to 96?
You know, we're going to try to get another win, and you know, I think we've prepared enough this week, and we just hope we have a good showing and a good travel with us.
And we here at Upstate Prepcast hope that each and every one of you will also make the trek down to Greenwood County, Kevin.
That's right. And pray,
Thanks, buddy.
and pray for me, because now he thinks he's famous, folks.
Yeah, well, you are what you are. What can I say? Travel on down with us to 96 as the Landrum Cardinals take on the 96 High School Wildcats this Friday night. It promises to be a good one. But if you can't make it the game, like Kevin said, tune in to Upstate Prepcast. We'll be glad to bring you all the action.
While we're still here.
Yeah, well, at least I still got a job. Coach, what do we say?
Hey.
What do you say, young man? We're going to get the kids. Say it, kids.
Cardinals.
Go
Cardinals.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, folks, welcome back here to Wilson Campbell Stadium in 96. Just as we transition to the second quarter, lightning has caused this facility to kind of clear out here for a little bit. The last word we got was 8:46. Don't know if anything has changed since then. If that's true, we're about less than 5 minutes, but I don't really see players or officials on the field yet, so it's we don't know if they're going to quite be ready or not. Some out-of-town scoreboard scores from the Pocahontas Country Club in West Virginia. Monterey, West Virginia. As thanks to our studio analyst Harold Chapman for bringing us these scores here tonight. Some of our latest scores: Bowling Springs up on Riverside 7-0. Broome up 7-0 on Chesney. Clinton 8, Lawrence 7. Chapman last up on Walhalla 21-0. And so far, that's the only scores we really have for you folks. As going to give you a few things at this time. I want to highlight some of we're going to read through what we call our element sponsors. They sponsor different parts of the game. Coach's pregame interviews is given by Seawright Funeral Home, celebrating special loved ones and important lives since 1925, located in Inman, South Carolina. Steve, you can always commentate now on these if you want.
Well, what would you talk? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I'm just going through reading the element sponsors. First was Seawright Funeral Home.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the last people in town never let you down.
Broadcast booth is sponsored by GG Creations here as Frankenstein enters the booth this week.
If she can do a creation of Frankenstein here, go by and see GG Creations. She has no idea what we're talking about.
That's right. As they provide custom crafts and laser cutting services to help you achieve your business and home goals. Located in Inman, check them out on Facebook at GG Creations. Also, the invocation would be brought to you by View Church. Join us Sundays at 8:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. for services at 5555 Paris Bridge Road, Bowling Springs. Speaking of invocations, we'll be starting next week giving you our own invocation here, brought to you by Pastor Brandon Poree. He's going to pray over our broadcast at the very beginning each week, and we're looking forward to highlighting that segment and incorporating some faith into the broadcast here.
Of course, that was suggested by a viewer that we needed a little.
We need every bit we can get, folks, and we appreciate Brandon Poree, who is not only a sponsor in the with our main network, but also the Coaches Show, and is a big-time supporter and friend of our broadcast. And we thank for him every week. He's going to bring something to you. Hope it'll uplift you for our ball games. Team captains and coin toss brought to you by Top Notch Baseball and Softball, Baseball and Softball Hitting Facility located in Camp Beller, 864-541-1999. Kickoffs, Jason C. at Edward Jones, and Sports and Investing Strategy wins games. Jason C., your Edwards Jones financial advisor, can help you build a game plan tailored to your financial goals. Call him at 864-576-3980 to get started today. First downs, are sponsored by the Flounder Seafood Restaurant, serving a wide variety of seafood, chicken, burgers, barbecue, steaks, and 5 different stews. 160 Barbado Lane, Spartanburg, 864-576-3165. And Steve, I know you'll have something to say about this. 4th downs and punts, sponsored by who?
Mike Varner's Plumbing on the Asheville Highway in Inman. Give them a call at 864-472-8756. Your most valuable plumber. That's MVP Mike Varner's
Plumbing Solutions for over 40 years now. And that's a testament. Anybody can stay in business 40 years. You know you're going to get quality service. Red Zone sponsored by Reese Ward Synovus Mortgage. Looking to buy a home or a refinance? Call Reese Ward at Synovus Mortgage for your personal local service you can trust. 843-478-0859. Touchdown. Speaking of Pastor Brandon Poree, sponsored by JB Trees LLC, offering the most professional work at the most reasonable prices. 106 South Carolina Highway 11 in Landrum. 864-457-6352. Extra points brought to you by Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Sedan Joiner, Realtor Spartanburg office, Jeff Parks, broker in charge. 124 Magnolia Street, Spartanburg, 864-622-1234. Penalties brought to you by
Nick's Tire on the Asheville Highway. That's Nick's Tire and brake and alignment, specializing in Michelin tires.
Your one-top tire shop at 9418 Asheville Highway, Emmons, South Carolina. Give them a call at 864-578-9317. Turnovers brought to you by Razorback Barbecue and Grill, home of Wing Wednesday and weekly specials, open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, located in Inman. Timeouts brought to you by Guy Roofing. Strong defense wins games and protects roofs for over 50 years. Guy Roofing has kept the upstate covered from quick repairs to full replacements. Call them at 864-578-4594 or visit GuyRoofing.com and put the winning team on your roof. Out-of-town scoreboard reports by the Pocahontas Country Club, Nature's Mountain Playground in Pocahontas County, West Virginia. Our old sponsor from Harold in West Virginia was in Monterey, but this one is in Pocahontas County.
In Pocahontas. You know, I knew that. I don't know why I told you that.
I guess I don't know.
Since when are you listening to me?
You would think if we were really smart, we would have gotten where it was from the Pocahontas County Country Club. But, you know, 2 + 2 = 5 a lot of times.
Well, I prank called the wrong place the other day. They were right when they said they had no idea why or who I was when I told them I was Elton Chapman and I wanted to reserve a tee time, but we only wanted to play 3 holes because we just graduated, putt-putt college.
I think the first part of that statement is very unusual. But
she said, how many? I said, want to reserve a tee time. She said, like 18 holes. And I said, no, I was thinking about something a little less than that. She said, 9. I said, no, I was thinking about something like 3.5. We just got out of putt-putt college, and, and she didn't like that too well.
Yeah. Well, most people when they ask about Elton Chapman, they want to say they don't know him and stuff.
You should have heard her screaming when I started asking about the dress code.
Oh, I know it. Coach's halftime interview sponsored by Granny's Kitchen, serving breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. and Saturday, 6 to 11 a.m.
I wonder if they've got pig feet on the menu.
I bet they don't. 16 North Howard Street in Inman. Sideline reports Chad Wagner, State Farm, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. 1074 Asheville Highway, Spartanburg, 864-585-7999.
That's what this town needs, is a restaurant that serves a good plate of pig feet.
Yeah, anywhere. Offense and defensive players of the game, Raymond James Financial Advisor Tom Dixon, Bulldog Tom, over there on the air at Bowling Springs
and
tonight.
Belvedere.
Is focused on providing trusted advice and tailored sophisticated strategies for individuals and institutions.
Come here,
at 1445 East Main Street in Spartanburg, 864-582-1611. And Coach's post-game interviews brought to you by the Seawright Funeral Home, celebrating special loved ones and important lives since 1925, located in Inman, South Carolina.
The last person to ever let you down.
And those are all of our sponsors. Well, not quite, folks. Let me give you some more to make sure you know, in case you want to know some more about our broadcast here. I'm going to bring this up. Our pregame sponsors, co-sponsors, were Raymond James and the Flounder Seafood and Warrior Tree. Let's listen in and see what they're saying.
At the best, we'll be 9:15 before we can resume.
9:15. So
9:15.
So how long is that?
Speak slowly. That's 25 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
The second pregame co-sponsor was Flounder Seafood Restaurant. No, I can't stretch 25 minutes on these short lists here. Our third pregame.
Unless you want to talk about their onion rings and 5 different delicious stews.
We're not in Greenbow, Alabama.
Well,
we don't talk that.
If Forrest was here, he'd like to go to the seafood place.
Yeah, he's got his own seafood place.
He would ask his friend Bubba, dude, they got shrimp out there at the Flounder. And Bubba would say, how many shrimps they got? What kind of shrimp they got, Bubba?
We got all types of shrimp. One of our favorite movies and stuff.
Folks, we got 24 and a half more minutes to go.
We're going to be thrown off the air before we know it. But anyway, Warrior.
We are treading in dangerous water.
I'm stepping in deep water. Warrior Tree, the last pregame co-sponsor. First quarter of play, co-sponsor was Next Home Realtors and Razorback Barbecue. If we ever get back to the second quarter of play, our co-sponsors will be View Church and Guy Roofing. Come halftime, our co-sponsors there, Granny's Kitchen, Nick's Tire, State Farm. Third quarter co-sponsor will be Center Cross Church. Third quarter of play will be Mike Varner, co-sponsor as well. And fourth quarters of play, co-sponsored by JB Trees LLC and Jeff Parks. Steve, want to tell them a little bit about our Landrum Football Coaches Show? If you've been following us through the delay here, you just got to see this week's edition, previewing 96 there. As we had Coach Mike Reed on there.
Well, we're happy that, that we get to do that, and this is our 4th season. And I will give credit where credit is due. The Coaches Show was the idea of our former coach, Bridges, that was here, and it was his idea, and he showed us, and we kind of took off with it, and it's not done as good as maybe some other coaches' show I've seen, like our broadcast here. We try to keep it down to earth, and let the coaches do his talking and bring on the kids that he wants to interview and have them say what they want to say or need to say. And it's good for them. It's good exposure. And we're very, very grateful for the folks up at the Smokehouse and Grill. Southside Smokehouse and Grill.
He'll one day.
After 4 years, I'll figure out where we're doing it from. But, and it's been fun, challenging at times, and thank goodness that we do not do it live. That was one of the first ideas at the beginning.
Well, we were going to attempt it, and thankfully.
No. Even that was the best idea I ever had. I told you, do not do me live on a like that.
The first show, we were going to go live, and then it didn't work out that way. And after that, you said, this was divine intervention here.
Yes, it was. I mean, you edit most all the evening Tuesday nights after the taping, and then you come home and you do the rest, adding the overlays and things like that when you get off work after you've been working hard for Greenville County and helping the kids in another way, and then you go home and have to help the kids in Landrum in your way, which is to produce and edit all this stuff.
And help the kid Steve Roper on Friday night.
Oh, God.
No longer a kid, just an old relic.
Yeah, I know it.
But we still love him anyway. Most of the time.
I'm not showing much love, but my mother, she does the best she can.
You had no respect at all.
I found, now we're not going to talk about like usually. You remember the shock collar you were going to give me that if I ever started this sentence with the phrases back when or sorry. I said only when I started to talk about back then. Stop it, man.
Silly season has descended upon the press box.
I got to explain. He's gotten tired of me talking about the old days. And if I start a sentence, I can't say, but if I start a sentence that refers to something that I did in the past,
I thought the bug zapper, that was kind of holding on.
You promised you wouldn't hit the button unless I said something like back.
Our Landrum Football Coaches Show, sponsored by Teddy Laster Racing Stables, who is his generous support. It helps so much here helps so much here with Landrum football on Upstate Prepcast. His contributions greatly help with Frankenstein here, as made things very simple for us to set up tonight, and we appreciate Teddy and his support. Also, some of our segment sponsors that sponsor our individual segments of the show. Places like the Briar Patch Convenience Store of Campobello, JB Trees LLC, and Stotts Ford of Tryon. And in addition to Kick and Cuts Meat Market down in Campobello, just down up the road from the school next to the coffee shop there. And also we have Rogers Architectural Associates, Ray Rogers Jr. That's correct?
That is correct.
Peach Country out there at Campobello near Gownsville.
Yes.
And also Landrum Drug, a recent addition to our sponsors list there as well. And we appreciate all their support. It just helps us know that they appreciate, and we hope you appreciate, even though as silly and stupid as we are, we hope at least somewhat you appreciate the high quality broadcast we attempt to bring you.
You hit on something the other day.
At least hopefully you will tolerate us, folks.
If Seinfeld was a show about nothing, and you were talking about our broadcast to somebody one day, and you were telling them, and from what we've seen of other broadcasts and stuff with, to me it's, I enjoy watching other schools and all this other stuff through the week on YouTube. I like to watch what they're doing in Georgia. I watched Darlington and South Florence and their broadcast and things. And
we're all so busy, we just don't have the time to have the research to have all the facts and figures, so we're just two of your friends coming in on a Friday night from remote far places in the world. Because you think about it.
We're going to sit on your couch, eat all your food, make a mess, watch the ball game, and talk about it.
You think about it, maybe 100, 200 years ago, there are people that would never gotten to the area of 96 from Landrum in their entire lives.
No.
My mom.
Matter of fact, I was telling you on the way down, my Cromer family originated from down here, my grandfather's people and such as that. So in the turn of 200 years ago, it took them till 1930 to get to Spartanburg. And they've been down here since 1740. But it took them to 1920 before Cromer got to Spartanburg.
Well, my mother grew up in close to Pumpkin Town, 9 times community to be exact.
She was once voted Miss Pumpkin Town, wasn't she?
No, she was never eligible.
Or Miss Jack-o'-lantern. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, something close to that. But, she told you she was nearly grown before she got outside of the other side of Pickens County, And so people just didn't travel, and transportation wasn't always reliable in those days. So
my daddy said that the first day of school, that he started to walk to school, and he had
uphill.
to walk. Well, yeah, probably. But anyway, it was like a 4 or 5 mile walk, and he went into White Shoals Elementary in Pickens. The next day, he was walking down the road, and a bus came by, and the lady said, "Little boy, you want to ride to school?" He says, "Where's this bus go?" She said, "Pickens Elementary." He said, "That ain't where I went yesterday, but I ain't a-walking." He got on that bus, and he went to Pickens Elementary and Pickens High School the rest of the way, never looked back. Nowadays, a kid went somewhere the day before, and you're signed in, and he didn't show up the next day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the trouble?
We live in a very different world. To go from
thank goodness
not physically getting hardly out of your community back in the days to now we can bring you live coverage of Landrum Cardinals football from all over the world as long as the dish will travel.
As far away as Melbourne, Australia. I got friends in London, England that I don't know that they actually watch it, but they do tune in just to give us the view to click and ring the bell and stick their thumb up at us. I think that's what it is.
Some of my mom's people, one of them moved out to the Dakotas, and 30, 40 years died.
But South Dakota or North Dakota, boy?
Well, that's why I didn't.
It better be South.
That's why I didn't specify, but because I don't know.
Knowing your people, she's in North Dakota.
Well, it probably was, but.
Well, why am I fussing about your people? You are my people.
There's a mute button there, so.
Unmute me. Unmute me, you heathen.
But they moved out many, many years ago out there, and for 30, 40 years, they never really talked to them, heard from them, other than maybe a postcard ever again. But there was no phones. There was no.
The Indians might have got them there.
No, it didn't happen like that. But, they got a postcard, but there wasn't telephones hardly. There wasn't. You weren't going to go by wagon a month nearly to get there and such.
Been longer than a month.
Yeah.
From here to out there, that would have been a 6-month journey.
But then when my uncle goes and teaches school out there, literally him and my mom can video conference every day in full high-definition video. So,
and our parents, my parents, like grew up with no telephone, no electricity. My dad said they thought they were richer than anybody else because they had a 2-seat outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And, and Grandpa would say, keep the door closed. You don't want to be showing off the rest of the neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And it had screens on the windows, too. And all the neighbors got mad because they shutting the flies out on everybody else. So that's Andy Griffith, by the way.
And now, many generations later, the flies just circle around your bunch.
Yeah.
So.
But think about it. They came through it, no electricity, no running water, to, going through 2 world wars. Technology began then with, flight, automobiles. I remember, look how far we've came just in the last 80 years, technology-wise. When I was a young boy, the first video games were coming out, like Atari and things like that. I remember the first microwaves; they were big as a
Your first
suitcase.
video game was Ball in a Cup.
That's very. I remember when the man first walked on the moon. Okay, if you believe they did.
That's
Some people, there are those who still say it never happened. Mr. Blackwell.
Well, folks, we said 9:15 was our last word. We're going to go to a little bit of commercial break, pay some of these paying sponsors.
Yeah, anything to shut me up. I suffer from a speech impediment. I don't know when to shut up.
And the crowd said amen. Folks, we'll be right back, hopefully 9:15 with you. Landrum Cardinals on Upstate Prepcast. Just coming in 9:20. So, again, 9:20, that's about 18 minutes away. We'll be back live here in a few minutes after this commercial break.
There's a place where hope is real and you are always welcome. At Center Cross Church, you'll find powerful worship, practical teaching, and a family that feels like home. No matter your story, your struggles, or your season of life, there's a place for you here. Come as you are and leave encouraged, strengthened, and filled with hope. Center Cross Church, where faith meets real life. Join us this Sunday at Center Cross Church, 549 Dillon Street in Chesney.
Do you have a tree problem? Look no further than JB Trees LLC. At JB Trees LLC, we strive to provide a wonderful experience with professional service marked by excellence, all at reasonable prices. Schedule your free estimate today by calling 864-497-8511. That's 864-497-8511, or visit us online at jbtreesllc.com. JB Trees LLC, where your vision meets our expertise.
It needs a new roof. Kitchen stated. And pink is so passé. Frankly, I need a deal here.
What about?
2 words. Fully furnished.
Just take it.
You're a very smart man, Mr. Henderson.
Passionate from the start. Market knowledge that keeps growing. Our network agents are born for this. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Jeff Parks, broker in charge, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
It starts simply. A first meeting, a thoughtful question, a quiet moment of trust. From there, it grows into shared goals, honest conversations, and a plan shaped around your life's ambitions. Because the connection between you and your financial advisor is everything. And by investing in it, Raymond James has built a firm where things that start simply have boundless potential.
Raymond James Financial Advisor Tom Dixon, East Main Street in Spartanburg.
Folks, if you can smell that smoke, you're getting close. This is Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill. We're talking slow smoke barbecue, fall off the bone ribs, juicy pulled pork, brisket packed with the real deal smoky flavor. We also have burgers, dogs, and even fish. Don't forget Wing Wednesday and weekly specials. And save room for the ice cream. No fancy talk, no shortcuts, just good food done right. So grab the family, grab your buddies, and bring your appetite. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, 11120 Asheville Highway in Inman, 864-256-7930. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the strength of this King Henry, but getting that King Henry.
Huzzah! Salutations! I'm here to lead the team.
No, I don't want it. No!
Sorcery! Behold my majestic strides!
You okay?
No, I am not.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Agent Chad Wagner, 864-585-7999. Like a good neighbor, Chad Wagner and State Farm are there for you.
Are you looking for a church that is real, not plastic? A church that won't judge your past, but help you find a new future? A church that doesn't care what you wear, nor where you live? A church that realizes we're all broken and we need fixing? Maybe you're not looking for a church at all, but you know something needs to change. You ought to give View Church a try. We're at 678 Mountain View Road in Bowling Springs. Our service times are 8:30 and 11. You should check it out.
When the storm hits, only the strong stand tall. This is Warrior Tree. We don't just cut trees, we take on the toughest jobs in the field. Tree removal, trimming, storm cleanup, land clearing done with strength, precision, and pride. Residential or commercial, no matter what size of the job, we show up ready for work. Warrior Tree, built for the storm, trusted for the cleanup. Call 864-278-2555 today for your free estimate. Warrior Tree, no job too small, no tree too tall.
I'm coming to you live quickly because we're busy at Granny's Kitchen with Carmen Alverson. Carmen, what's our specials today? We have the pop special every day. We also have our lunch specials that will post on Facebook shortly. Granny's Kitchen, we're packed.
That's Granny's Kitchen, open Monday through Friday, 6 until 2, and Saturdays, 6 until 11. Come see us at 16 North Howard Street in Inman.
There's a place where hope is real and you are always welcome. At Center Cross Church, you'll find powerful worship, practical teaching, and a family that feels like home. No matter your story, your struggles, or your season of life, there's a place for you here. Come as you are and leave encouraged, strengthened, and filled with hope. Center Cross Church, where faith meets real life. Join us this Sunday at Center Cross Church, 549 Dillon Street in Chesney.
Ready for seafood that makes your mouth water? You can't go wrong with the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Whether it's delicious stews or fresh fish, shrimp, oysters, or scallops you're craving, yep, we have them all. And don't forget to order your famous onion rings to start off your experience. We bring fresh flavor and big portions to every plate. Come for the seafood, stay for the experience. Make tonight a seafood night at the Flounder Seafood Restaurant, where there's always a line, but it moves quick. Visit us today at 180 Barbado Lane, the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Fresh seafood, unforgettable flavor.
At Guy Roofing, we know that a roof is more than just a roof. It's spending quality time with the family. It's shelter through the storm. And it's a good night's sleep. We know roofs, and for over 50 years, we've been your neighbor, making sure you're covered. Guy Roofing, we know roofs.
Call 864-578-4594 for your consultation today. Do you have a tree problem? Look no further than JB Trees LLC. At JB Trees LLC, we strive to provide a wonderful experience with professional service marked by excellence, all at reasonable prices. Schedule your free estimate today by calling 864-497-8511. That's 864-497-8511, or visit us online at jbtreesllc.com. JB Trees LLC, where your vision meets our expertise.
It needs a new roof. Kitchen's dated, and pink is so passé. Frankly, I need a deal here.
What about
2 words. Fully furnished.
Just take it.
You're a very smart man, Mr. Henderson.
Passionate from the start. Market knowledge that keeps growing. Our network agents are born for this. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Jeff Parks, broker in charge, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
It starts simply. A first meeting, a thoughtful question, a quiet moment of trust. From there, it grows into shared goals, honest conversations, and a plan shaped around your life's ambitions. Because the connection between you and your financial advisor is everything. And by investing in it, Raymond James has built a firm where things that start simply have boundless potential.
Raymond James Financial Advisor Tom Dixon, East Main Street in Spartanburg.
Folks, if you can smell that smoke, you're getting close. This is Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill. We're talking slow smoke barbecue, fall off the bone ribs, juicy pulled pork, brisket packed with the real deal smoky flavor. We also have burgers, dogs, and even fish. Don't forget Wing Wednesday and weekly specials. And save room for the ice cream. No fancy talk, no shortcuts, just good food done right. So grab the family, grab your buddies, and bring your appetite. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, 11120 Asheville Highway in Inman, 864-256-7930. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the strength of this King Henry, but getting that King Henry.
Huzzah! Salutations! I'm here to lead the team.
No, I don't want it. No!
Sorcery! Behold my majestic strides!
You okay?
No, I am not.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Agent Chad Wagner, 864-585-7999. Like a good neighbor, Chad Wagner and State Farm are there for you.
Are you looking for a church that is real, not plastic? A church that won't judge your past, but help you find a new future? A church that doesn't care what you wear, nor where you live? A church that realizes we're all broken and we need fixing? Maybe you're not looking for a church at all, but you know something needs to change. You ought to give View Church a try. We're at 678 Mountain View Road in Bowling Springs. Our service times are 8:30 and 11. You should check it out.
When the storm hits, only the strong stand tall. This is Warrior Tree. We don't just cut trees, we take on the toughest jobs in the field. Tree removal, trimming, storm cleanup, land clearing done with strength, precision, and pride. Residential or commercial, no matter what size of the job, we show up ready for work. Warrior Tree, built for the storm, trusted for the cleanup. Call 864-278-2555 today for your free estimate. Warrior Tree, no job too small, no tree too tall.
I'm coming to you live quickly because we're busy at Granny's Kitchen with Carmen Alverson. Carmen, what's our specials today? We have the pop special every day. We also have our lunch specials that will post on Facebook shortly. Granny's Kitchen, we're packed.
That's Granny's Kitchen, open Monday through Friday, 6 until 2, and Saturdays, 6 until 11. Come see us at 16 North Howard Street in Inman.
There's a place where hope is real and you are always welcome. At Center Cross Church, you'll find powerful worship, practical teaching, and a family that feels like home. No matter your story, your struggles, or your season of life, there's a place for you here. Come as you are and leave encouraged, strengthened, and filled with hope. Center Cross Church, where faith meets real life. Join us this Sunday at Center Cross Church, 549 Dillon Street in Chesney.
Ready for seafood that makes your mouth water? You can't go wrong with the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Whether it's delicious stews or fresh fish, shrimp, oysters, or scallops you're craving, yep, we have them all. And don't forget to order your famous onion rings to start off your experience. We bring fresh flavor and big portions to every plate. Come for the seafood, stay for the experience. Make tonight a seafood night at the Flounder Seafood Restaurant, where there's always a line, but it moves quick. Visit us today at 180 Barbado Lane, the Flounder Seafood Restaurant. Fresh seafood, unforgettable flavor.
At Guy Roofing, we know that a roof is more than just a roof. It's spending quality time with the family. It's shelter through the storm. And it's a good night's sleep. We know roofs, and for over 50 years, we've been your neighbor, making sure you're covered. Guy Roofing, we know roofs.
Call 864-578-4594 for your consultation today. Do you have a tree problem? Look no further than JB Trees LLC. At JB Trees LLC, we strive to provide a wonderful experience with professional service marked by excellence, all at reasonable prices. Schedule your free estimate today by calling 864-497-8511. That's 864-497-8511, or visit us online at jbtreesllc.com. JB Trees LLC, where your vision meets our expertise.
It needs a new roof. Kitchen's dated, and pink is so passé. Frankly, I need a deal here.
What about
2 words. Fully Furnished.
Just take it.
You're a very smart man, Mr. Henderson.
Passionate from the start. Market knowledge that keeps growing. Our network agents are born for this. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Jeff Parks, broker in charge, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
It starts simply. A first meeting, a thoughtful question, a quiet moment of trust. From there, it grows into shared goals, honest conversations, and a plan shaped around your life's ambitions. Because the connection between you and your financial advisor is everything. And by investing in it, Raymond James has built a firm where things that start simply have boundless potential.
Raymond James, financial advisor, Tom Dixon, East Main Street in Spartanburg.
Folks, if you can smell that smoke, you're getting close. This is Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill. We're talking slow smoke barbecue, fall off the bone ribs, juicy pulled pork, brisket packed with the real deal smoky flavor. We also have burgers, dogs, and even fish. Don't forget Wing Wednesday and weekly specials. And save room for the ice cream. No fancy talk, no shortcuts. Just good food done right. So grab the family, grab your buddies, and bring your appetite. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, 11120 Asheville Highway in Inman, 864-256-7930. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill.
Having insurance isn't the same as
And now the weather with Kevin Jackson.
Steve, thank you very much. We're going to show you, the viewer here at home, kind of what we're seeing here. Let me transition over here. This is kind of, folks, what we are seeing. We are kind of this dot right here in the center of things.
I see you. That big dot right there is Kevin Jackson.
That's the town of 96. Again, I'm not familiar with the landscape, but we're probably within very close proximity to where this is. It's Friday at 9:16. You see these big storm clouds above.
Is that what that is?
Yep. So
looks like Ireland to me.
And I'm going to play what the future prediction of our radar can be, and you can see that
the blob.
The blob, and it's there to nearly midnight. So we don't know what's about to happen with this remainder of this broadcast. Again, this was 9:16, and it's showing as if it's just now getting here. So we have no idea, no way to know, honestly, what the future of this game.
They want me to predict weather? They got to pay more.
Well, I just know the good Lord has a sense of humor. He said, I'll give Steve Roper an open mic and a chance to and have to stretch for time and stuff. That'll show old Jackson for his wicked ways. So
I'm going to be on my best behavior.
That's right. You promised to do your best.
I did.
Rob, would you like to join us here and give your expert weather opinion and tell us a little bit about,
or if not your expert opinion on the weather, just your opinion on anything. We're killing time.
Well, my opinion is you can look right down here at the field. I know the fans can't see this, but you see that glossiness on the stands? That's moisture.
Yeah, it is.
So that tells me it's raining.
That's right.
And by what I see from Kevin over here at the weather on our weather channel, it's going to rain some more.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know what to tell the fans going to happen.
Well, I think we need to send out a scout and find out what's going to be done with all the excess hamburgers and hot dogs at the concession stand. I believe we can take them.
I just might go see about that.
You know, tell them that we've got a lot of people back home that we'd like to take them back to Landrum and donate them.
Give them a bulk deal. For every hot dog, we'll give them a quarter, and we'll load up on hot dogs. We'll have the whole thing for like $5.
Yeah. I'll go over to the bus where the kids are going to be getting on hot and hungry and tell the coach we just run a tab.
That's right.
Coach, $50, we'll feed these kids hot dogs, you know.
And then leave before it comes due.
Yeah. I will say this. I had not a wager because you can't gamble, and I'm not going to be gambling. It's a promise. And I told the kid, Dallas Collins, Tuesday night at the coach's show, off camera, of course, that if he would get a pick six this week, I'd buy his meal at the coach's show next week, invite him back up, and pay for his meal. Doesn't have to be a pick six. Like I say, just get an interception is what it was.
All right, Rob, come on over here. We're going to put you on camera here. Come on, step on over here. We're going to get in this shot here, somewhere out of the way here. Let's transition you back in here. This is Rob, the mad scientist here who
Igor
here. We're gonna sit here.
Last night they worked on the monster called Dr. Frankenstein Jackson here.
Rob came over 2 nights in a row, and we still got work to do on it, but we got a long.
Y'all going steady, I guess, if he came over 2 nights in a row.
No, we spent long hours into the wee hours of the morning working on this thing, folks. And
that rain's coming down now.
I'm actually going to try and do some manipulating here once again. Let's see what I can do for the folks at home here. What more challenging stuff can we do here?
Well, just look right into that camera. I'm sure they enjoy seeing that big mug just lay right up in on them, and especially while they're trying to eat supper at home or late dinner.
I hope not, folks.
Speaking of which, I'm hungry again.
I sure hope not.
My pulled pork's done pulled out and gone.
As now we'll be, look at here, Steve. Look at here as we are going
What you got, buddy?
I've got something for you to see here.
I see 2 mugs right there. One looks guilty and the other one just looks like he ain't got no sense at all.
Well,
That's you.
I know it. Hold on just a minute.
I crack on you like you crack on me all the time.
That's
now,
right.
what are you trying to attempt here while we waste time?
Well, let's just see right here.
Okay, here we go.
This will be.
Oh!
Folks, I want to show. Come here, Rob. Come here.
Show the folks how I dress on the road.
Let's show people this Frankenstein unit here, folks. Everything that you see, ladies and gentlemen, everything that you see here is, again, we're filling time here. 96 High School Cardinals down, 14-6 heading to the second quarter. We're in a lengthy lightning and rain delay. Who knows if we'll come back, but until we do, we got Frankenstein here, courtesy of the Steve Roper.
It's the monster. Frankenstein was the doctor, okay? The Frankenstein was the doctor. That's you. This is the creature or the monster.
We want to avoid copyright, too. So.
Well, just using Frankenstein, you've already violated the copyright.
So basically, folks, this is our setup here. As you can see, everything you see in here, this is our wireless mic system and sideline ears. These are our little lights that tell our camera operators, essentially, if they're coming next. We got a storage drawer. That's our sideline camera transmitter and such.
I want to know what you got locked in that storage drawer right there. Like some valuables or something? Or
well, it's probably incriminating documents on you.
Probably a change of underwear.
Maybe if we stay here long enough, we'll need some pajamas.
Look at that rain now. See if that camera can pick it up. Look at that. That looks like something out of Noah's Ark.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's like something we saw last week.
You can see out here.
Hey, don't be peeking out the window.
But and then, of course, we have our laptop mission control over here that's going on. But everything you see here, folks, especially all this in this rack mountable case, we'll even go around and show some of the wires on the back here. You're getting an Upstate Prepcast
all of that,
exclusive.
Ladies and gentlemen, just visual. All of that equipment that you see right there used to be spread out on the table, and it would just take up all the space. Look here. I've got enough room here tonight to actually have a roster.
Pretend to do a job. He has done it, folks. He is on the job. He's on the call.
I'm on the call. That's right. And drinking.
Yeah, we got
enough Coca-Colas
I'm
here.
locked on my storage. It's top secret, but got our antennas for our wireless stuff. Whenever we have a full game with no rain and stuff, we can actually be outdoors and use it.
Yeah.
But we consolidate down to this box and my laptop bag and that container and a couple of camera bags in behind here. So, but this is our new Upstate Prepcast Landrum broadcasting rig here, our main mixer where all our sound comes out of. But
not for the camera, but for you.
Oh yes. So
today's highlight in history.
Today, I'm not telling that.
I was there.
I know
you. I can't say it or else you'll shock me. I can't say. There's no way I can enter and say today in Cardinal history what happened.
And folks, starting next week, we'll have a remote connected shot caller where you, the lucky fan, the 100th visitor to our site, will be able to come remotely shock Steve Roper. But he's got
all I wanted to show was You can say it. 1980, August the 20th. No, that's not hard. You need to turn it up more than that. That one, Chapman won 28-0 over Landrum 46 years ago tonight.
And you were there.
Yes, it was. Back in the old days, ladies.
And down he goes, ladies and gentlemen. As this has been what you go through on a random Friday night.
Help me, Rob! I fell.
You may not can see it, folks, but there's a lot of hair on the sides here that have went gray in the last few years, and some of that, especially this right in here, you see this on the camera, folks, this gray hair, that's not by my wife. No, that is by one Steve Roper that has caused most of that gray hair, as we're just trying to have a little fun on it. But thank you to some of our support and
some of our support.
Well, all of our supporters, but their support all season long. And thanks to this man again, Rob McIntyre. Rob, would you like to speak to this great? Would you like to speak to this creation?
I had to quit being accosted over here.
I know. Let's see if I can set this up. And
I resemble that remark.
I actually helped Kevin with this just because first off he asked me to.
Well, first off, help is you built it. I mean I bought the materials, but
right.
And I told you my vision, but you, sir, built this thing. And even had to do major surgery on some components to get this thing going.
We don't want to
he found out after a while that this thing did not have a gallbladder, though.
That's right.
That's an inside joke there.
But no, if anybody's ever built PCs or anything like that, they know the majority of the job is cable management. So
what's a PC?
That's the toughest thing. A personal computer.
Oh, okay. I just found out about that Max Prep thing last week.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll make a real broadcaster out of you yet.
I don't want to be a real.
Some people say you're not a real broadcaster.
I never have claimed to be one.
Some people say you don't call no ball game on a Friday night.
That's right. That's what the guy said.
But anyway, the unsaid reason I was so eager to get this job done was to get home quicker.
Amen. Yeah. To spend less time with us. That is for sure.
Of course, Mother Nature has said otherwise.
And it is right. I'm gonna take your camera shot away here, and we're gonna stick this out the window here and see if you can see it home, ladies and gentlemen. I hope they don't fall out the window because it's a long way to the bottom.
You couldn't fit through it.
As that's the current view. Our big camera's focused on the scoreboard over there, but this little webcam.
At least it's green, but it's all rain. If it's green and no red, I'll settle with that. But
right.
Still got lightning. There went a little pop there. Or else it was that electric shock collar.
Yeah, it needs to work on, that's for sure.
I've learned better than to talk about stuff. You had your finger on the button. See, it's working.
I'll make sure everybody knows we're in a delay here.
We're going to be in another 30 minutes. Whoever's keeping that time around here making these predictions, Rob, works better when you got the microphone to your mouth.
Again, we'll show you on our radar, close by radar here, it'll transition over here.
Your weather here today in 96 South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Upstate Prepcast. We've got showers moving in out of the southwest. They're going to bring in torrential rainfall that could strangle a frog down on the Saluda River.
Yeah, this cell is just sitting on top of us, and it don't want to give up.
It's a super cell.
In fact, I hate having to go to the car in this, but I guarantee you, if it continues much longer.
I just forgot. I left the windows down.
No, you didn't. Precisely why I drive, so I know what's going on with it.
Well, whose car did I leave the windows down in? I know I left the windows down in. Yeah. Is it the windows or the top?
Harold Chapman says, Kevin, you only need 3 more setups like that. Let me tell you something.
to match Harold. Harold's sitting up there where it looks like NASA.
I know.
Looks like the, what is it, Kennedy Space Command.
The true mission control.
Mission control. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Harold might be. Harold, call. You're seeing how you're listening. Get in touch with those goomers out at the golf course and reserve us a tee time for 3.5 holes.
So, folks, we really don't know what the status of this game is going to be. If the radar that we've shown you holds true, I don't think that we're going to stick here to midnight to be able to finish this thing.
Well, I'm not. I'm leaving, and I'm not coming back tomorrow. I've got a prior engagement tomorrow to take care of my grandchildren while their parents go to a wedding. Now it comes down to this: family or.
Our agreement with the Institute was we'd have you back in by 11 o'clock every night.
Yes, and it's getting close to there. You got a record to play or anything like that? How about I brought Granny's record from the Campobello Convalescent All Kazoo Band, them playing
no, unfortunately,
Sister's best stuff, Washington Post.
Unfortunately, we're probably just going to have to go back to some commercials for a few minutes, folks.
It's a lot better than listening to you.
Well, that's true.
I'm blaming it on you.
We'll be back in a minute, folks.
I may not.
We may not. If you don't see anything happening, we've left the building, folks. Stick around.
Upstate has left the building. Thank you, and come back.
When we started Next Home, our focus was to change the real estate experience, keep our agents at the center of the transaction, and help people find their next home. So we hired the best people, developed a client-centric brand with the world's greatest design firm, instituted minimum marketing and advertising standards that all our agents follow, launched incredible automated technology, partnered with the best brokers and agents in the business, and didn't obsess over our agent count or the size of our company. For us, it's about our people and moving this industry forward, never settling for mediocrity, never looking back, and never forgetting what we actually do as a profession. Come be a part of our journey and see what's next in real estate.
Call Ron Hawkins, agent, Next Home Experience Realty today at 864-415-5792 or visit www.spartanburghomes.net.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the strength of this King Henry, but getting that King Henry.
Huzzah! Salutations! I'm here to lead the team. No, I don't want it. No! Sorcery! Behold my majestic stride!
You okay?
No, I am not. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Agent Chad Wagner, 864-585-7999. Like a good neighbor, Chad Wagner and State Farm are there for you.
Are you looking for a church that is real, not plastic? A church that won't judge your past, but help you find a new future? A church that doesn't care what you wear, nor where you live? A church that realizes we're all broken and we need fixing? Maybe you're not looking for a church at all, but you know something needs to change. You ought to give View Church a try. We're at 678 Mountain View Road in Bowling Springs. Our service times are 8:30 and 11. You should check it out.
When the storm hits, only the strong stand tall. This is Warrior Tree. We don't just cut trees, we take on the toughest jobs in the field. Tree removal, trimming, storm cleanup, land clearing done with strength, precision, and pride. Residential or commercial, no matter what size of the job, we show up ready for work. Warrior Tree, built for the storm, trusted for the cleanup. Call 864-278-2555 today for your free estimate. Warrior Tree, no job too small, no tree too tall.
I'm coming to you live quickly because we're busy at Granny's Kitchen with Carmen Alverson. Carmen, what's our specials today? We have the pop special every day. We also have our lunch specials that will post on Facebook shortly. Granny's Kitchen, we're packed.
That's Granny's Kitchen, open Monday through Friday, 6 until 2, and 6. Come see us at
There's a place where hope is real, and you are all sure for teaching, and a family don't your struggles, your season clear as you are leaving Center Cross Church Dillon Street, Bisbee. Ready for seafood that makes your mouth water? You can receive us to stews or fresh fish, shrimp, what you're craving. Yeah, we have them all. We bring fresh flavor and to every plate. Stay for the experience. Food is trying, but it moves quick.
Visit JB Trees LLC, where your vision meets our expertise.
Folks, if you can smell that smoke, you're getting close. This is Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill. We're talking slow smoke barbecue, fall off the bone ribs, juicy pulled pork, brisket packed with the real deal smoky flavor. We also have burgers, dogs, and even fish. Don't forget Wing Wednesday and weekly specials. And save room for the ice cream. No fancy talk, no shortcuts, just good food done right. So grab the family, grab your buddies, and bring your appetite. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, 11120 Asheville Highway in Inman, 864-256-7930. Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the strength of this King Henry, but getting that King Henry.
Huzzah! Salutations! I'm here to lead the team. No, I don't want it. No! Sorcery! Behold my majestic stride!
You okay?
No, I am not.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Agent Chad Wagner, 864-585-7999. Like a good neighbor, Chad Wagner and State Farm are there for you.
Are you looking for a church that is real, not plastic? A church that won't judge your past, but help you find a new future? A church that doesn't care what you wear, nor where you live? A church that realizes we're all broken and we need fixing? Maybe you're not looking for a church at all, but you know something needs to change. You ought to give View Church a try. We're at 678 Mountain View Road in Bowling Springs. Our service times are 8:30 and 11. You should check it out.
And we interrupt this broadcast for a special news bulletin. Here's Kevin Jackson with all the news that is news between Landrum and 96 High School.
Yeah, this game has been officially paused and will resume tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Unfortunately, we won't be here to do it because my announcer will be gone. The help is not help. I shouldn't call you the help.
The hired help here, Mr. Uncle Rob. Now we know how you really feel. Rob, you're just the hired hand here.
I put him over too much today. My big and strong helper here, he went and he has a golf tournament tomorrow. So, and trust me, Fat Boy can't come down here by himself. So,
well, I have a prior engagement to babysit my grandchildren while the parents and Mimi, who would normally be babysitting, and they're going to a wedding, which is my nephew's wedding. Well, I wouldn't say my nephew, but Ray Rogers' grandson, which was my nephew at one time, but he didn't invite me to the wedding, so I'm babysitting tomorrow, and I can't get here, folks. I'm sorry. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. We do dedicate ourselves to bringing you the action on Friday nights, and we've been dedicated for that for the last umpteen years, but that's it. We just can't do a Saturday game.
Yeah, a lot of schedules have to perfectly match up for us to be available. And I'm just, for the people who are tuning in, we're about to get this thing packed up and gone. By the time I get it ready, we'll be probably halfway ready to get on the road. But
yeah, folks, from Wilson Campbell Stadium, sadly, we're going to walk out of here this evening under lightning, and it's pouring down rain, and right now the Cardinals are behind 14-6, and I think they've got the ball when the game resumes, Kevin.
I believe so. Tonight's game at 96 has been postponed.
We'll say this, though. If the 96 broadcast is available online, they do the radio. We could listen to it.
And we'll post a link to that on ours because we don't view anyone as competitors. We're just all people trying to highlight our communities.
Very nice gentlemen next door, their radio crew. They've been extremely helpful. And I want to tell you something. Every school we go to, They're always very nice and cordial and inviting. They'll ask you if you need something to eat, drink, and
tell you where to park.
And give you a parking pass.
That's right.
Special parking. So
yes, you can tear down the camera, Rob.
So Rob's going to tear down the camera. You're going to lose the signal. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm over here on the side with your little camera. So
for Kevin Jackson, I'm Steve Roper, Rob McIntyre. Folks, stay dry.
The preceding has been a presentation of high school athletics on Upstate Prepcast.
Promotional consideration given in part by Raymond James Financial Advisor, Tom Dixon, The Flounder Seafood Restaurant, Chad Wagner State Farm Insurance, the Realtors of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, C. Dan Joyner, Jeff Parks Broker in Charge, JB Trees LLC, Next Home Realtors Agent Ron Hawkins, Mike Varner Plumbing, The View Church, Warrior Tree Services, Guy Roofing, Razorbacks Barbecue and Grill, Granny's Kitchen, Nick's Tire, Center Cross Church, The C. Wright Funeral Home, Gigi's Creations, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason C., Reese Ward with Synovus Mortgage, Top Notch Baseball and Softball, the Pocahontas Country Club.
Visit our website at www.upstateprepcast.net to learn more about our organization and broadcast. We'll see you next time on Upstate Prepcast.